Man, I go on Steam and I'm just curious. What's trending? What's available to play? And it's just top of the thing, right? Top of the page right now. Sex exit. You're trapped in a mysterious looping street with no way out. Spot anomalies to escape or get stuck forever. Tempting girls and porn screens will distract you. Chat cat silent. What? No, it's working. I don't know why it didn't work. It's working. I hear it. Do you guys not hear it? It's on monitor and output. You guys should hear it. You guys not hear it? Don't know what that was. Okay, we'll do that.
Testing.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, we're gonna mute that one. Anyway, as I was saying, the top 3 games right now on popular new releases are all porn. Then there's a cool game called Look Outside. I don't know if that's any good or not. It's like $10. It looks kind of interesting. Also, hold on. Someone said, I figured out why Chat Cat had a robot voice, and you're welcome. I can continue to do that now. Hold on, I saw a cool game. I don't know if it's any fun though. Someone put it in the Discord a while back. Hold on, what is this? What is this game? Hold on. What's it called? Commander of Battlefront. What is this? I can't tell if this is fan servicey or not. Do I show this? So it's Battlefield mixed with Girls on Panzer and mixed with Uwu. Why is it cropped like that? Why is my browser cropped like that? Oh wait, that's why. Hold on. Hopefully I don't kill my computer. I have my main monitor at 21:9. Hold on, I need to change it to 16:9. Whoopsies. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Okay, I think we're good. I thought for just to Leo put this in chat. I just want to be clear. So it's Girls Frontline mixed with Girls on Panzer and Battlefield? Oh, that's some Command and Conquer shit too. Hold on. What is this? Is this a good game? Like, is it PvE? Or are there PvP elements? I kind of want to check this out. I don't know how the sound design is though. Anime War. Do I want to play this? I don't know if I want to play this or not. Okay, that was an EDF ragdoll. I just saw Army of Two the 40th day, like earlier today, physically in person. That's straight from Army of Two. Okay, maybe this would be fun.
It looks like fun.
It looks weirdly like solid. I'm not. It looks weirdly good. Wait, oh, mission complete. Is it just single player? Maybe it's just single player. Flim needs to play Carry the Glass with me. He's been mean about it. I've asked him like 18 times, and he's like, I'm just not into fun games. I've asked him no less than 18 times if we could play Carry the Glass, and he just will not give me a straight answer. He just keeps dancing around it. I don't know what to do. But he won't play it with me. Literally all that's on Steam is porn. I was I wonder what there could be. I wonder what could be there right now. Wow, I have responsibility. What an excuse.
Flim must return to play Star Fox.
Lurk in the Dark prologue. Hold on. Did I want to play this? I think I wanted to play this. Hold on. Let me show you guys this. Also, hello. Hi. My hair's a mess again. Just stay on your PC for ages. I just realized I've been on the pre-stream screen. I'm just sitting here talking. Hi, though. Lily, Mike, Pixie, anyone else here? Hello. We gotta... Oh, if I hit my desk, you can see the top of my little divider thing. We got React and Yap today. Maybe play something. I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. I don't know what we're going to play. Still in the air, honestly. Lurk in the Dark prologue. Wait, oh, is this multiplayer? Oh, it's multiplayer. I can't just play this by myself. Is a story-based FPS horror. The currently released free version is the first part of the episode, The Guilty. Playtime's 45 to 60 minutes. If you clear the game, you can watch movies that lead to the second part. I don't know what this is, though. Hold on. Trailer. What's the trailer look like for this? Hey, what's the trailer? Jack? I don't know, maybe. I kind of want to play Jack too.
Just a bad dream. I don't know anything.
Is this a good game or does it just look solid?
How could this happen?
Why did it say multiplayer though? Like, how is it multiplayer? And is it just another monster chasing? Why is the music so upbeat? This feels like some corporate PowerPoint background music. Never forget. Ooh.
No. I can't believe it. What the terrible things I did.
Okay, is it weird of me that the premise here seems to be remember drinking, drug use, car, what I'm going to assume are children, and the first thing I thought of were I don't know if anybody remembers these. I don't know if anyone's like seen these and ever actually, or at least for a very long time. Was it VW children commercial car crash? Wow, this video came up. Oh my god, that video is old. I don't know if anyone's seen these commercials, by the way.
Preparing to leave for a school trip, whilst a man grabs his breakfast.
Shows children getting crushed by a car. No, it does. It's not that. Hold on. Is this an edit? This is not an edit. This is not. Anyway, a bunch of kids are going on a field trip. This was an Irish commercial that, or a series of commercials that ran to show just car accidents. And they're so out of nowhere and so insane. And all I can think of is this commercial when I see that piece of art.
And crushing them instantly.
I forgot how violent it is. Like, I forgot how fast he comes over the little like hump in the road. I didn't know it like showed the kids actually. I didn't know it actually showed the kids. Is that okay for Twitch? Is that too much for Twitch? I thought it just I thought it just cut. I didn't know it like showed the kids. I forgot it showed the actual car impacting the giant group of children. Is that too much for Twitch? Is that okay? Is their AI thing gonna ban me? Play-Doh. Okay, hopefully that I'm not gonna wake up to like a problem tomorrow. You've been banned because you showed a Irish television commercial for safe driving. But no, that's the first thing I think of when I see this art for some reason, because it's just the forest with the children in it, and then the nice street. I assume like,
Please. Please.
I assume you're playing as someone who like was a drunk driver and accidentally. I say accidentally as if like it's excusable. Like he either drove drunk or like his drug addiction got in the way of, you know, living, and he like, either like hit somebody or hit multiple people, and then you're just kind of reconciling that. I wonder if it's another, to quote Pyrocynical, all in lay head game. It's free, like the demo is free, but it says multiplayer, so I don't know if I want to play it by myself. Rip, I'm not home. Hope the stream goes good. Catch the VOD later. All right, Leo. Have a good time with wherever you are. Thanks for stopping by. It's free though. I don't. Maybe I'll ask Rich if he wants to join me for it at some point. Because if it's multiplayer, I assume it. If it doesn't look like you're being chased by anything though. Like maybe you are. It doesn't look like you are though, and the music is too upbeat, which is slightly confusing. If anyone's curious what I'm drinking, also, I'm drinking cow piss, Calpico. I bought a bottle of it today. It is good. I would recommend. Though I did get flashbacks from the name on the cap, because I did not know that this little shithead. No one's going to remember this guy. Unless you've been to all the FF streams, no one's going to remember this guy. I didn't know this little shithead was on the cap for Calpico. God, Asahi was so much fun as a villain. Like, yeah, he was crazy. He was so much fun. Especially whenever Asahi became Fan Daniel. Then it was really, really fun. No, we'll probably just watch some stuff tonight. I don't think we'll have time to get to playing anything, because I do have a hard stop at like 10 p.m. So we got 8:30, 9:30. We got like a hard 2.5 hours that we're able to do stuff. Ass Hattie. You know what's going to happen? He's coming back. Ossie's coming back. I'm calling it. Amon's coming back. Oh my God. Can we talk about something really quick? Can we talk about how shitty Square is when it comes to merch? Can we please? Oh, we gotta watch this. Well, we gotta watch this Stitch thing too. I forgot. Oh my God. There's too much stuff. There's a console release of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream coming. I don't think we'll play that on stream. Maybe we will. I don't know. Where is it? Where's this overpriced annoyance that Square's like, no, it's merch for you guys. We made new merch for you guys. You should enjoy it. It's new merch. No, Square, I will not enjoy it. It's just this one? Okay. So, there's a really, really slick keyboard. That Square just like through it. I assume it's like a collaboration thing. Announced. And boy, I would, you know what, this keyboard actually, now that I'm looking at it, doesn't look that good. So I'll show you guys the keyboard. Hi, Koish, welcome in. Oh my god, I bought a board game. I'll show you guys on Monday. I bought a board game that I've been trying to find for like a decade now because I used to play it all the time with my aunt when I was younger. I'll show you guys, promise. But here, I'm going to show you guys the keyboard first. No cheating. I'm going to show you the keyboard. And I want you to tell me how much you think this keyboard costs. I will show you the desk mat. Also, that Square has announced that is available. I will also show you that. This is so stupid. This is so ridiculous. $600. Hold on. All right. So here's the keyboard. I think like this looks great. I think it looks fantastic. Boy, I want this. This is so cool. I love this. I like that 16 Vuln stacks is the escape button. I'm not a fan of the fact that we have a Final Fantasy Online for the enter button. Just give me an enter button. Why is this not on the spacebar? I'm gonna be that guy. If you're doing a keyboard design, don't put a logo on the enter button. Put it on the spacebar. Just put it right on the spacebar. There's no text on the spacebar that is expected visually. Just put it on the spacebar. Why are you putting on the enter key? Doesn't make sense to me. Put on the biggest key on the keyboard that doesn't ever have a design on it. Anyway, back to this. I love all the job. You know what? I love all the jobs like icons for the function keys. We got machinist, we got harp players, we got the black mages, monk, sages. I assume that's white mage. I'm not a medical professional in this game. We have other sage. I think that's summoner. I think that's astro. We have tank. We have dark knight. We have warrior, and we have gunbreaker. Yes, I know that is paladin, by the way, before anybody yells at me. Low prayer keys. Look at the low prayer keys.
Eyes need a spot to rest, though.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Koish? You know how you can tell this is like a gross European keyboard? It's got this weird caps lock indent thing on the side of it. I know that's not the designation to be able to tell if it's a European keyboard, by the way. Before people think I'm just stupid. I hate that it also just says sys. We got a system button. Why do we have just a system button? Why is there just a system button? It's just put a... I would just immediately swap this out with my Windows key. But what about people made the keyboard? The keyboard? Look at like it's look at this. Look, you have Chocobo, you have another low port, you got the fish people, Namazus. I don't know what that is. I think that's a pig. Oh, it's a fat cat. And then you have a Moogle. That's cool. There's little like Easter eggs above everything. I assume that's like the numlock lights or something. That would be cool. I bet it's not the numlock lights because we never get anything super cool. Anyway, cool keyboard, right? $621.69. Okay, y'all are outrageous first of all with those prices. But can I? You know what? Let me show you my keyboard. Hold on. Sea of Storm, Quick Fire, TK. Let me show you my keyboard that I bought back in like 2013, 2014. It's the best keyboard I've ever had. It is literally the best keyboard I have ever had. And I've owned this goddamn keyboard since that year. And I have no issues with it other than my B key. The LED sometimes flickers around a little bit. I'm going to show you guys this keyboard. This keyboard is, if you could find one of these, I cannot recommend this keyboard enough. It is so stout. It is, I love it. It is my favorite keyboard that I've ever owned. It's gorgeous. It looks great. The LEDs don't look fantastic. This is the CM Storm Quickfire TK from Cooler Master. This is the keyboard that I own. I've owned this for over a decade at this point. It has blue LED backlight with a blue solid steel backplate. And this thing's heavy. This thing could probably kill someone if you threw it at their head hard enough. And that backlight makes the keys look like they're floating. It's a great keyboard, if you can find it again. They don't make it anymore. When I bought this keyboard was, I think, either $130 or $185. I can't remember. And that was back in 2013. Not a fancy keyboard. Fanciest thing on here is a removable key, like removable USB. Now, if anyone's wondering how much this keyboard is, sorry, here's the mouse mat. I'll give you the mouse mat price. The mouse mat price is like $30. It's not too bad. It's not too crazy. I think it's okay, actually. It's $30 and it is, do they say the price here? 900 millimeters? How long is 900 millimeters in inches?
35.43 inches.
Thank you, Siri. 35 inches long. Like, wide. It's a decent sized mouse mat. And it's only, I think, like $35 or $30. Oh, let me see how much it is. Yeah, it's $30. Whether you get microfiber or the other one. It's $30. This stupid keyboard, though. This keyboard is $195. Which is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's not even backlit. Like fully. It's not even fully backlit. It like glows around and under the keys, but the keys themselves just, they don't glow. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the keys themselves don't have clear etching on them so that they actually go. I'm curious if the keys are injection molded or if they're printed, because if these letters are just printed, that's terrible. 22 job icons, 5 adorable minion, novelty keycaps, 16 stack, blah, 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 blah. Does it say if it is, are these injection molded or are these just printed? Because if they're printed, these are going to rub off after like a year and a half if you play with this keyboard constantly. Details: injection molded ABS housing, injection molded polycarbonate plate. Don't care, it's not a steel plate. This keyboard is not worth $195 already. Hot swap, 1.6 mil circuit board, switch pad, plate foam, case foam, gasket. Okay. Job collar rubber gasket socks. Yeah. I want to know if the keyboard.
For $600.
I want to know if the keycaps are injection molded. Also, I'm sorry. How much do you guys think? So the keyboard, okay, $195 for people that understand keyboards and know keyboards. For a special edition of a keyboard, yes, it's expensive. It's not like, what? You're out of your mind. I think they're out of their mind. The biggest reason I think they're out of their mind, how much do you guys think the keycaps alone are? If you don't get the keyboard, if you just get the keycaps, how much do you guys think the keycaps alone are? No keyboard, just the keycaps. Because the keyboard is $195 with the keycaps. And this is what makes me go, that keyboard's not worth that much money. If I go over to just the keycaps, after I turn off my alarm because my phone is going off, worth a buy. Worth it. I'll buy 3 of them for $600. I spent $19 on a keyboard. I think it's just fine. I don't know. Here, I'm not saying this to be condescending. A $19 keyboard's okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
About 400 trillion Zimbabwe dollars.
Typing on a cheap keyboard versus a good keyboard that's like solid and stable with good quality switches in it, And I want to be clear, switches that you like. I run Cherry MX Blue still from back before Cherry's patent ran out. I love Cherry MX Blues. Cherry's my favorite keyboard brand just because of how rigorous their testing at least used to be. I don't know if they're still up to the same standard. I've been out of the keyboard game for a little bit. But typing on a good quality keyboard that like I wish I could show you guys, like, I mean, I can't actually. I can show you guys. My keyboard's a mess, but like a good quality keyboard. Ba-doo. Being able to take my keyboard and if I hold this up and try to twist it and like actually bend this thing, like it doesn't move. Like this keyboard is stout. This is a stout keyboard. And typing on a keyboard that like doesn't move, there's no flex, it doesn't slide around. There's something different about it that just it feels better. It's more consistent. Also, if anyone's curious of how worn my keyboard is, how long I've had this thing, my S key and my D key are pretty much gone. And from rhythm games, my L key and my K key are starting to go away also. But no. Nothing's wrong with a $19 keyboard. I won't begrudge anyone that is like, no, it works fine for me. I'm okay with it. However, what I will argue is if you're going to try and tell me a $30, $40 keyboard is more quality than a good quality, either pre-built or custom built keyboard that is over $100, you're out of your goddamn mind. That's just ignorance talking in my head. But I digress. The keycaps for this keyboard, just the keycaps, are $110, which is insane. I'm sorry. $110 for these keycaps is ridiculous. Especially when the keyboard keycap combo is only an extra $85, which tells me the keyboard itself is not that great. You're just paying for these keycaps. I am not paying $110 for a full set of keycaps. Now, in their defense, it's not just a full set. You do get your enter key. You do get all of these replacements for different size space bars, and you get a sprout button or keycap. You get a mentor keycap. I don't know what these kanji say. You get a bunch of variation. I will say that's nice. Not $110 nice. I'm sorry. Even if I had the disposable income right now, hell no. What I would do is I would take that $110, I'd go on Etsy and I would buy some keycaps and then like 4 other items that look fun that someone else made and printed. Does this tell you if they are PBT? I'll make sure that I'm not crazy. What are die sub keycaps? Double shot keycaps and die sub. Die sub is usually cheaper to produce and ranges from near indistinguishable quality to slightly worse in that the printing can appear fuzzy around the edges, be slightly misaligned on the keycap, and appear faded on the bottom of the reverse dies. I'm on Reddit, by the way, if anyone is like curious of where I'm reading this. The only time where die sub is more expensive than double shot is reverse die sublimation. Because of how die sublimation works, heat sublimation transfer sheet is placed over the keycaps and the die on the sheet is transferred inside the plastic up to a few microns deep. Don't ask me why, what the keyboard university writers were smoking when they wrote their article, because blah, 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 blah. Whether a cap is double shot or not doesn't make it more or less resistant to warping or shine. That property is solely determined by the material or the quality of manufacturing. Double shot is usually indicative of higher quality production, but it is not always the case. At this price, these should be double shot though. If the die sub isn't, as this person is saying, actually imprinting the die into the plastic, no. Because I've seen some expensive keyboards that just have the actual fonts printed onto the keycaps and they disappear. in a few months if you're a heavy user of the keyboard. Like the printed text and things, just it gets rubbed off. It gets worn down, which is normal. That's completely normal. Like a good example of like this is a tangent. This has nothing to do with this keyboard. It's more to do with quality on keyboards. Like a lot of people think the quality on keyboards can be divined by, oh, the plastic got shiny easily. No, it got shiny because that's how plastic works. Like you polish it with your fingers. Basically, your fingers are a rough surface that it does in fact scrape off parts of the plastic and smooth it down as you use it. And you see it a lot with complaints about MacBooks, for example, specifically, where people will buy a $2,000 fully kitted out MacBook, and then in a month, like I would show you guys mine, but I don't want to reach back there to grab it. Your keyboard is shiny on a MacBook, like within 2 weeks, like especially if you have really acidic hands. And what I mean by that is like, because some people's sweat is more acidic than others. It will just wear down the plastic more, and you get instead of this nice matte keyboard, you have this shiny, there's just a big circle on your space bar or something that's really shiny. And these look like the keycaps I have on my keyboard as far as when they were new. So these are, as long as these aren't printed on the surface, at least I would assume they're not. At least they'll last, but they're still not $110. I'm sorry. They're still not worth $110. That's ridiculous. I don't care if it's an FF crossover. Square is ridiculous. The fact that the desk mat is $30, that's such a good deal. A good desk mat will last forever. I have a $14 desk mat that I bought with my keyboard that I still have. I'm not using it right now, but get some blank caps and a silver marker. That's so much work. That's too much work for me. I'm not gonna do that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why is this the whole song? Is this the whole song from now on? No, it's not. I don't know. I just wanted to show you guys this keyboard and everything that they announced. If this keyboard was $120 to $150, then I'd be more interested in it. The fact that it's what was it? 195? Yeah, 195. It's $200 basically. Like after tax, you're paying $200 for this keyboard. I'm sorry, no. Like there's no reason. You would be better served just going on Etsy. You know what? I'm gonna go on Etsy right now. There's probably someone that's making FF14 keycaps. Oh, they are. I don't know if I like these. These are cool. Actually, if you like the font, these are really cool. If you like the font, like these are cool. And they're double shot. It looks like they're double shot, and they have a clear segment for the light on your backlight to pass through. And these are nice looking. And they're hold on. They're $48. They're $48. Why can't I like scroll around? How did you break snipping tool? There we go. Okay, can you drop a link for that? I kind of want it. Yeah, I'll throw it in the Discord real quick. $48. I'll put it in FF14 General. If you have $110, Zyra, you too can own the FF14 official Eorzean keycap set. Which is I'm waiting for someone, because if I cut this into a segment on YouTube, I'm waiting for some keyboard like just brainwashed consumer must consume product to be like, well, actually, and keyboards are usually this expensive. Okay, I'm gonna get ahead of those comments. As a car person, I understand why car things are expensive. I understand why a tiny antenna nub for my car to replace my stock giant RC car antenna, because I drive an older car, it's like $60. I understand that. And it's because it's plastic that is built to be in the sun for a decade. It is plastic that is designed to not fade for like 6 years in the sun. It is material that is very sturdy. I'm sorry, a keyboard is not that. This is not that. This should not be $110. I'll even be generous. I'll be fair. Honestly, drop the price by $25. If this was $85, yeah, okay. It's a lot of keycaps. If they're double shot, even better. And it's for a game I like, and there's a lot of custom things going on here. If it's $85, fine. But $25 more than $85 is too much. $110 is ridiculous. I would never pay for this. That's why I don't buy a lot of merch for Square stuff for FF14. This was ridiculously expensive. This monk pin was like, I think like $20. Yeah, if it was available in UK layout, maybe at 85. You get keys to swap in, so like you can get like a UK style layout. I think that's if you're talking about like smaller enter keys, tab keys, and things. Which I'm gonna be honest, you get with the program. There's nothing wrong with the big enter key and the big caps lock key and the two big shift keys. Everything should be the way it is. But if you want your keyboard to be weird, it looks like you can do it. I think it's possible. Hold on, that's liminal. Wait, Geekling, what are you talking about? I love FF14, by the way. It's such a cool game. That sounds really sarcastic, but I really do. I love this game so much. This game's so good. Nothing. I just finished a very liminal like render. Ooh. I feel like something else came up that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember though. I don't remember though. I don't remember though. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. Nah, that's the 1 through 0. It's the US layout. My shift number 2 is the US layout has it as at. Wait, what? I'm confused. Cell with dementia. First, you spelled dementia wrong, so you should get checked. My memory is golden. DEMENTIA. I had to think, not even because I didn't know how to spell it. I was just like, I don't want to look stupid in front of you guys. Shift plus 2 equals quote marks. What is wrong? What's going on in the UK? Why is quote? Wait, hold on. Why is quotation way over at like near the exclamation point? And why do you guys put beans on everything? And why is it always blue in like any TV show or movie that comes out of the BBC? And why is it always cloudy? Like, what's going on in the UK? Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? You don't have real Jesus. Like, is that what's ruining everything? God damn it. No, we're not. Oh shit, I wanted to show you guys. So I may have went to as you can tell by what I'm drinking, I may have gone back to an Asian food mart that I talked about a while back, and I may have bought something. I may have bought those chips that I said gave me a mini stroke. You guys need to try these. If you can find these anywhere, you guys need to try these. These are so good. These are scary. These are scary because they taste like a piece of corn. They taste like a corn kernel in your mouth, but they're a chip, and the texture is not corn texture. It is scary, and they smell like corn. They are weird and creepy, and they're so good. These are so good. It tastes like you're eating a corn kernel, but the texture is chip flavored. Okay. You can probably find them online, by the way. You know what? Because I'm nice, I will check. Okay, you can buy them. They are $5.36 on Amazon. If you have a Five Below near you, they're $4.50. They are... Why is Walmart listing them for $15? Are you kidding me? Walmart, you're insane. Yeah, I would just go on Amazon. Or if you have like a Five Below near you. What chips? Turtle chips, sweet corn flavor. And they're delicious and scary. I gave my roommate one, and if anyone knows Pongu, I gave him one, and he was like, "What the fuck?" They're so good. They're so good. They're delicious. I'll keep an eye out. I can't recommend them enough. They're really good. We don't have those in the UK, Amazon, but we do have churro flavored ones. Try them. I don't know if they're any good. Like the ones at the store that I was talking about, it's like truffle flavored, and then there's sweet corn, and then there's another one that's weird. I can't remember the name of it though. But I definitely recommend them. What was I looking for? What are we gonna do next? Oh yeah, we're gonna watch a Lucy Pyre video. Y'all want to watch someone talk about FF14 being good or bad? Doing rough currency conversions like $20 for a 1 pound bat. Oh, a pound? That's a lot. I mean, look, I'll be honest. If you're just trying a new like novelty food, I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's a bad price. Like I paid $45 for like an 8 pound bag of Black Forest gummy bears before they changed the recipe, and oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. Now they're terrible. I don't know what brand of gummy bears is good now. And if you say Haribo, I'm literally gonna time you out for 10 minutes. Because Haribo is terrible. Haribo is actually garbage. Anyone that likes Haribo, I'm sorry, you had a bad childhood. Your parents just Pavloved you into thinking that plastic that was slightly chewy and had a chemical flavor added to it was good. If you're a Haribo person, don't talk to me. Like, they're genuinely bad. You are the person going, Coca-Cola is the best soft drink there is. Not a fan of gummy bears. Jelly babies though, fucking yes, they slap. I bought some jelly beans the other day, and they were like the sweet tart ones, and oh my god, they're so good. I like lightly chewing on them to get the shell of the sweet tart off of them, and then you eat that, and it's like Fun Dip powder just in crystal form. It's so good. I had these like big packs of pizza gummies. They're so fun. They have fries that were sour. Those look good. Those sound good. Do you guys remember the like SpongeBob gummies? Y'all remember those? Like the Krabby Patty gummies? They probably taste terrible now. But, oh my God, they're so good. These things are so good. What's your favorite part? If you say anything but the pink, you're wrong. The pink is the best part. You eat the pink part, and then you eat the buns, then you eat the green one. Favorite candy as a kid is discontinued because the company that made them went under. No, I've never had these. You should buy them. They're really interesting because they come in plastic, and then there's a fun little plastic tray in there to add extra litter. It's really fun. And if you get a big bag of them, you get a giant plastic bag that holds all the tiny plastic bags that hold your tiny plastic tray with your gummy in it. Making microplastics macro. It's like hold on. Their packaging reminds me of the Oreo machine in Futurama. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is so funny. I love Futurama so much. If you don't like Futurama, I'm sorry. You're just missing out on one of the best cartoons.
Fry, I know those cookies are fresh-alicious, but they produce an awful lot of trash.
I love Futurama. It's so good. Futurama's ahead of its time, literally. It's brilliant. Everyone says The Simpsons at its peak is the best like adult cartoon. I still think Futurama is, because Futurama doesn't have what I would say is bad episode. It doesn't have bad episodes. It's always good background noise, even when it's not at its best. Which led to this weird, if you guys actually, if anyone here watched Futurama and watched the reboot, it led to this weird attitude where people kind of were looking at Futurama through these rose-tinted glasses of the 8 best episodes. And when the reboot was literally just Futurama, where it was episode 1 was good, episode 2, 3, 4, and 5 were kind of just, background noise. Like, but it was still entertaining, but it was just there. It was just kind of okay. And then there was another good episode, and then the rest were kind of again. This isn't as good as Futurama used to be. Futurama was always that. Futurama was always one season equals 2, 3 god tier episodes, and the rest were good. They made the arc that was in the background for like the D level plot move forward, but overall they weren't top tier. They were just kind of meh, but they were still good. Opera one is the best episode. Which one is that? Futurama was amazing. I haven't seen the new stuff, but it was so good back in the day. The new episodes are fun. I think I've seen like the first 4, and they were good. If you like Futurama and you understand that not every episode of Futurama was perfect, it was good. It was really good. I like the one where Bender transitions. That one, wait, are you talking about the Olympics episode? I feel like there's like 3 episodes where he transitions. Look up Robot Devil Fryheads. Oh, that one. I know what you're talking about. That was fun. It's hilarious. I know what episode you're talking about, Lily. That episode's really, really good. I think my favorite scene, I don't know if I can even find it. It's my favorite Futurama scene is 2 seconds long. Bender Bees. I don't know if I can find it. Oh my god, did I find... Oh my god, this is it. Hold on, this is the full thing. Hold on. I want to make sure. I'm not going to give you guys context for this. I think it speaks for itself. What do I? Hold on. Does everyone know the B episode where it's season 1, I believe, or it's season 2 where... Do I spoil the thing? Do I spoil the thing? Where like Leela's trying to
You
like
can't just tell
get
how your
over.
characters fell that makes me feel angry.
Okay, I'm gonna spoil this episode. Leela is trying to get over thinking that Fry died, and if you could like mute stream for the next 10 seconds if you don't want to be spoiled. So she's eating this space honey, and the space honey is super potent, and it's like 1 spoonful makes you tired, 2 will put you to sleep, and 3 kills you, and you sleep forever. Basically, like, that's the whole thing. It's this romanticized, just Romeo and Juliet, like paralleled thing. Really fun episode. At the end, it turns out she's just dreaming the whole time. There's this sequence where they're getting chased and the future. I don't want what? Future. No. Futurama, Bender, B-Dance. Is the whole thing where Bender gets spray painted to look like a bee, and he has to dance to communicate with them.
Pick up the pace, lady. I'm sick of shaking my booty for these fat
Why is it so good?
I didn't mean you're all fat. Just fat so there.
Why is it cropped like this? Why is it cropped? Is copyright that strong? Anyway, he calls the queen fat. They all get upset. They chase him and company out. This is my favorite 3 seconds of the Futurama period. I don't know why this stuck in my head. It has embedded itself in my brain like the blue scene from Foster's Home where he's like, "It's hot in Topeka, hot toe picker." I'm a hot toe picker. I don't know why this has stuck in my head, but it's my favorite delivery from, is it John DiMaggio? Is that his name? The VA for Bender?
I'm back, baby.
The animation. Something about the animation, the heavy motion blur, and him getting thrown off camera into the side of the ship is so funny to me. I don't know why it hits my humor perfectly, but it's so fucking funny. I love Futurama. It's so good. Futurama is so much fun. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of any other like good Futurama scenes we could just check out that are short. Because every Futurama bit feels like it takes 5 minutes. So I don't know which ones there are. And it's been a while since I've watched it. You can crush me, but you here we go. Hold on, this one's really good. Is it this one?
Do your worst, you sea devils. I'll make my stand with old Freebie. You can crush me, but you can't crush my spirit. Ah, my spirit.
I miss Futurama. I miss this type of writing where it's not trying to be shocking or over the top or gratuitous. It's just clever and funny. I miss this type of writing in adult cartoons. Don't get me wrong. I love Archer. I grew up watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force and all kinds of weird nonsense. Zoidberg whoop whooping while running off. Pure perfection.
Great Grandpa, no! Another victim of the manocentric maleocracy.
Ambassador Moiven, you killed my lawyer. You're welcome.
Go watch Futurama. It's so good. This whole episode is fantastic. Oh my god. I don't want to spoil anything though. Futurama is weird because it's compartmentalized, but you can pick any episode and start, but at the same time, you should watch it from the start because there is a very sweet story that kind of unfolds in the background as everything progresses. It also ends, I think, 5 times because they kept getting canceled and renewed. And then they finally did wrap up the story, and it's really sweet. You want to watch the opera? Is it this one? Is it the full 4-minute like sequence?
To win Leela's heart with the hull of owner's art, I need hands of transcendental quickness.
Well, I don't see any danger in gambling.
This
with
whole
a
episode was
stranger,
fun.
for my head is on
This is one of the episodes to me that I will say, I don't know when ad's gonna start.
the most amazing.
This is one of the episodes that I'll say isn't like my favorite, but it's still entertaining.
I'm stupid, I'm stupid, I'm stupider than you. I'm stupider than you in every way.
Stupider?
I feel like we need context.
This opera's as lousy as it is brilliant. Ooh, your lyrics lack subtlety. You can't just have your characters announce.
I love the Robot Devil. He's so much fun. He's fun because just conceptually he doesn't make any sense to just how does the society function with the fact that there is a robot hell? That like the implication that is robots eventually wanted religion for some, like they just wanted religion for some reason and then made their own actual like deity robot that exists, and he has a place, but also it's not even that robots made him. The company that manufactures robots is not ran by robots, it's ran by people, which means like someone decided to either like allow it, like the idea to go through from robots themselves, or some board somewhere was like, we should put religion in our robots, but also make them like very aggressively anti-God vocally, at least based on Bender and every other robot when it comes to like religion, because there's plenty of moments where Bender and other robots are like stupid humans and they're goofy like sky gods. Like, there's plenty of moments like that, but they have a devil for some reason. Conceptually, he's hilarious. The God in the machines. Same way that Silicon Heaven exists in Red Dwarf. What is that? What is Red Dwarf? I don't know what that is. Is that like another comic or TV show? I don't think there's like a god though for robots. There's just a devil. I don't think there's a god. Is there? No, wait, it is. Hold on, wait, there is, because there's a scene where Bender goes to heaven and then he gets kicked out for trying to fight God. Hold on. I'll pull that scene up next. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Hold on.
Pick up the pace, lady. I'm sick of shaking my...
Futurama, Bender goes to heaven? Like, I swear there's a scene where he goes to heaven and he tries to fight God. No, there is a God robot.
Boy, this guy.
Bender, for your selfless act in saving Fry, I am pleased to welcome you to Robot Heaven.
Shut up, God!
Beg pardon?
I want to go back to Robot Earth. I mean regular Earth.
Hey, what are you... Ow! Hey, stop that! I command you, you jerk! Just get out.
Like, why is there... What was the reason to invent this? I don't... like, conceptually, they're hilarious. That's why Futurama's so good. Just something about the writing underneath everything is... There's just comedy flowing everywhere, where it's just, this isn't always laugh out loud funny, but he also met regular convoy. Oh yeah. Hold on, I know what you're talking. Hold on. The episode where he's just drifting and he gets this tiny little colony of small, like, dwarf humans or something growing on him, and he keeps trying to make them better, like helping their crops and everything. Every time he intervenes, he just causes a natural disaster and kills like half of them.
Those Pee-wees think I'm God, huh? Hard to blame them.
Am I still a hologram?
I am the
Yes, you are.
Metal Lord. Who are you?
I am called Malachi, Lord. It means, he who really loves the Metal Lord.
Listen here,
Liar.
Malachi. Time for a religious donation.
Why is
Hand
my...
over your wallet.
But Lord, we are a poor and simple folk.
Poor? Oh, crap.
Where's my webcam?
Pity me not, for I am richen by the love.
I love that he, like, the first thing he does is, like, let me rob you. Give me your money. Give me all your money. Also, hi, Evie. Hope your night's going well. Can I drop a link on Discord for Red Dwarf clip? It's one of the best, albeit spoilerish, at the end of an episode. Sure. We're just chilling tonight.
What art thou doing, Malachi Jr.? I'm practicing to hug Daddy when he gets back from God.
Doesn't this kid die like 30 seconds later?
To me with a spoon. Malachi, it's high time I laid down a few commandments. You got a chisel? Take this down. Number 1.
Behold, the one commandment.
Make it a double.
This whole episode is so good. Hold on, where's the flood scene? Oh, does this have the whole thing? Is this the whole sequence? No, this is after. This is after he kills him.
Fear not, my lord. We shall be with you soon.
You with me now? This is the maximum level of being with me.
We will solve our own problems as you commanded. The time has come to convert the unbelievers.
Convert them?
To radioactive vapor!
You guys need to watch Futurama.
Daddy, I'm hugging God. Maybe if I hug him real hard, he'll save us from...
You guys need to go watch Futurama if you've never seen it. It's so funny. I love it. Good God. It's so good. Yeah, this is right after they explode, I think.
Hey, that galaxy's signaling in binary.
This episode was fun.
Back, but I only know enough binary to ask where the bathroom is. You speak English?
I do not.
Hydrogen bomb versus coffee bean.
I wanted to find the episode, like the moment in that episode where they're all like, please, please, Metal Lord, our crops, they're dying. There has not been water for weeks. And he starts crying over how desperately they're trying. And one of his tears fall and it just washes away an entire like section of their existence. It's so good. Oh my god. Okay, it's a music and media context for scene. The crew has to justify their existence or be erased, and it's argued successfully that the only one that can fairly judge them is themselves. Cue the cat being the cat. Alright, I'll watch it after the... This scene was fun though. It was really smart.
What are you, some kind of galactic computer?
Possible. I am user-friendly, my good chum.
Who built you?
I have always been.
Oh my god! Are you God?
Possible. I do feel compassion for all living things, my good chum.
But why would God think in binary? Unless you're not God, but the remains of a computerized space probe that collided with God.
That seems probable.
I'm no sold on actually sitting down and watch Futurama. It's just like this episode itself was philosophically so interesting because Bender spins. This is a 4-minute clip, and yeah, there's a few moments here where it cuts back to Earth with Fry and Leela trying to find him, but it's like 3 minutes of him having this conversation with this thing in space, and you never see it again until I think during one of the last few episodes where it's either one of the seasons where the guy canceled and there's like a musical number going on or something. but you never see it again. And it's a really interesting just being that they invented, where every time Bender is trying to label it, it goes, yeah, it could be, maybe. I'm not sure. I just kind of exist and do things, and it's very vague, and it's so much fun. It's just open-ended. It's interesting. Can I share an unrelated clip that I think is hilarious? Yeah. Hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby is so funny. But if any of this is fun, go watch Futurama. Why does Ross, the largest friend, not simply eat the other two? This is not going to land if nobody here has seen Friends.
This is ancient Earth's most foolish program. Why does Ross, the largest friend, not simply eat the other 5?
Perhaps they are saving that for sweeps.
Exalted leaders, the Earth messengers have arrived, bearing a peace offering from their weak and fearful government.
Oh, very well. This is a Joey-heavy episode anyway.
If you don't know what Friends is, I so much of the Omicrons just doesn't. I love Omicron Persei. I love Lur. He's fun. What? Damn, the Joey hates real. Jokes that make Futurama a unique show. I don't know what this says about the 2000s, specifically the mid to early. I don't trust watching old Futurama clips just out of principle, almost, from how crazy it was back then. But I don't think Futurama ever explicitly, I don't think it ever explicitly is like tasteless. There's like tasteless comments made by some characters, but they're always characters that are terrible. They're always characters that it's in. You know what? It's one character. It's Zap Brannigan.
Hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby falls off a bit against Eminem versus IBS.
It being slightly more decent than usual is funny. I think the only person in Futurama that ever makes any jokes that I would be like, that didn't age well in the first place, on purpose, because Zap Brannigan's the one delivering them, and he's supposed to be this piece of shit. Like, Zap Brannigan's supposed to be this bad person. Hold on. Zap Brannigan's still fun. I don't. Yeah, Zap. That's the exact thing I was looking up.
God, I'm pathetic. Sorry. Just go. You want the rest of the champagne?
He's like a Shrek character. He's so much fun. Hold on. Where's the thing that you're showing, Zyra? MCM Red Dwarf.
No, and it's pronounced champagne.
Oh, God, no!
It's not.
Hold on. You can't like show me this because I might get curious and go watch it. I have too many shows to watch. I feel like a side character would make that comment. I don't know who, but I feel like some one-off side character would be making that joke. Oh, what is this? Indiana Jones does confession for fascist soldier scene. Wait, is this the new Indiana? Why does he look CG? Is this a game? Yeah, it's a game. Okay. Oh, it's the new Indiana Jones game. Is this good? Like, was this good? Is it fun? No, that's a Bender line.
After you.
I kind of want to play this.
So you are the American priest that Padre Ventura was talking about. I love America. Please, come to confess me.
I don't know why, but that I Love America was so Tarantino-esque.
Come with me, I need a confession. Please have a seat.
You're forgiven.
Wait, I didn't confess yet.
Huh?
All right, let's get this over with.
Father, forgive me because I've sinned. I had an affair with my mother-in-law.
It's all right. Just say 3 Hail Marys.
No, Father, you don't understand. My wife is expecting a child, and I fear that.
What?
Yeah. Let me finish, please. I fear that my mother-in-law is with the child also.
Jesus Christ, what have you...
Okay, I'm sorry. I paused. Jesus Christ. I don't know why that took me out.
Jesus Christ, what have you done?
Wait. You are not a priest.
Okay, I don't know if this is just Uncharted is...
Sorry, pal, you kind of deserved it.
Uncharted is Indiana Jones as hell, or this is Uncharted as hell, because that is something Nathan Drake would do in Uncharted 2. That feels so much like something Nathan Drake would do. I want to show. I want to show one. I want to show one more scene from Futurama just to sell anyone who's not sold on Futurama yet.
Hi, Red. Roberto, what are you doing here? I got busted robbing that bank again. Why would you hold up the same bank twice? That first time was just to case the joint and rob it a little. What's the matter? You scared? Noticeably? I'll say. Now stand back, I gotta practice my stabbing. Oh, please, help! Stop! Police!
Hey, keep it down in there. I'm tuning my banjo.
Jeez, Red.
This episode is also gold, where Fry gets sent to a robot insane asylum. This episode is also insane. It's so good. Okay, that's enough Futurama. Oh my god. Because I could sit here and watch Futurama clips all night. It's a Bender line because I give the world pleasure with my shiny metal ass. I can hear that too. Oh, okay. Okay. I can't keep watching these. Or I'm just gonna sit here all night and we're gonna watch Futurama like nonstop. What is Cookie Press? What is that thing?
We can watch Futurama all night.
We could watch Futurama all night. Nope, that's a spoiler. I can't scroll down that far. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Lego skeleton. Somewhere. Be careful. All right, we're going to give this video a shot. See, I'm curious if I'm going to agree with a lot of this video, because I did jump into the comments, and one of the pinned comments is a bunch of chapters, and there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm curious about, like job design or lack thereof.
Blender from Futurama.
Blender? I'm sorry. Do you know who Bender is? Evie, you should go watch it. Stalker plugin debacle, dev response, or lack thereof criticism will not kill the game. Let's see if how this video goes.
Hold on, you sick freak. Did you click on this video expecting to see criticism of God's most perfect game?
Also, hi Zen, it's declined because you're not playing it. I tried to play it yesterday. You guys were like, no. The video you linked? I thought I pulled it up. Did I not pull your video up? Where is it? Oh, you did. Wait, where is it? How do I find it? Where'd you link it? I don't see it. Koish, I see your Toho's art. You should, it gives me an idea. You should make like a foot focused piece and then name it Toho because he's his feet. Get it? Did we watch this? We did watch it, Mike. I watched this. We just watched it. The confession thing. We just watched it. I said this is either Uncharted as hell or Uncharted as is Indiana Jones as hell. I don't get it. Because toes. T-O.
Final Fantasy 14? How dare you even imply it has problems that could use fixing? 14 has the best gameplay, the best
Sorry, I had to leave for a second.
design, the greatest community, by the way, that your eyes have ever seen.
FF14 does have a good community. I'm sorry. Like FF okay. There's gonna be a wild comparison, but these both annoy me to the same degree. Or not annoy me, but I have the same. I'm going to give you an extreme of something I cannot stand and an extreme of something that like I think is the most accurate thing going on the internet right now. I get a lot of Quentin Tarantino movie clips and Tarantino interview stuff because I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. I love his movies. And every Room Tip IQ commenter, I swear to God, thinks they are the funniest person to put a comment on any of his movies. From it could be Django, it could be Pulp Fiction, it could be Hateful Eight, whatever. And anytime a character who's written to be a terrible racist says some terrible racist shit and drops like 3 slurs in a single sentence, like 8 of the top comments are people going, Leonardo DiCaprio, that was the line was supposed to say, "Sir, you can leave," or some stupid bullshit that's like, the line wasn't supposed to be racist at all, actually, but he went off script though. He just, it was insane. Shut up, you're not funny. You're not funny. And then on the other side, something that I agree with at the same level of just intensity is, man, X thing is really fucking good when you don't have 80,000 people from Twitter just screaming in your ear going, it's bad, it's terrible, you shouldn't like this thing. The FF community is fine. The FF community is still very accommodating and very fun and polite and just sweet and genuinely helpful. Yes, you run into people in Duty Finder sometimes who are just shitheels. Yes, you run into people on Twitter all the goddamn time because it is a website that is Pavloving everyone into engagement bait via rage. That is all it's doing. And much like League of Legends that just manipulates you by giving you these short dopamine bursts that are always bookended with just annoyance after annoyance after annoyance. It has been proven over and over again that Pavlovian tricks and Pavlovian manipulation causes just higher tensions and worse lash outs when it comes to negative moods. And just anything designed like that, of course the community is going to be terrible. Of course on Twitter everybody's going to be terrible if they're just in general, because of how the website works. When you go on there and you're just bombarded with stuff that it knows you're going to click on or knows you're going to stop and read or look at for an extra few seconds because you dislike it, because it does slightly annoy you. Of course, the people who play FF that also chronically are on Twitter are gonna be dog shit. Of course, they're gonna be terrible and vocally just vitriolic. But if you go into the game, nobody acts like that. Everybody's polite. Everybody's sweet. They're very helpful. If you put anything, the amount of times I have been short on Gil or short on something, and I just put in the shout chat or yell chat in Limsa or a random field somewhere or just the middle of nowhere where no one should be. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I just want to ask, does anybody in the area have like 200 gil that I can borrow, like 100,000 gil I can borrow, 15 of X item or whatever I need? Instantly, someone in chat, yeah, I got you, man. Where are you at? And I drop my flag and they come right over. Like I feel like the community complaints and any jab or allusion to it being a huge negative cesspool. I'm sorry. You're just wrong. I'm sorry. You do not actually play this game. I mean, it's kind of funny, but I'm also room temp. Well, that just means you're comfortable. It's a good temperature to be. That's how you know it's a game. I just can't with... there's so many other things to even remotely criticize about this game. Are we less than a minute?
The first rant has started. Yup, this is gonna be the rest of stream.
It's not a no. Hold on, we're not just less than a minute. We're a hot 21 seconds into this game, into this video. We're hot 21 seconds. We're making progress. We'll get there. It's also why I know that we don't live in a simulation. What does that mean? Y'all want you want a little like insight into my actual beliefs? We live in a simulation. This is the only thing that makes sense to me. Am I a crazy conspiracy theorist like because I think that? I don't know. Maybe. But based on how we are, every time we get the ability to simulate life more accurately, we aggressively do so. I would wager we live in a simulation. Not to get philosophical. My little acorn plushie, this isn't real. This was modeled by somebody. Well, let's continue. Zen, what are you talking about, though? Because if we lived in a sim, I would give away all my money because it ain't real, but I never part with my money. What's your stance on persimmon sell? I've never had one. I don't think I've ever seen a persimmon, actually. I don't think I've actually seen a persimmon. I don't even know what they look like.
Because my sense of self is inextricably tied to this game, I consider any criticism about it a criticism of me. So I'm going to be very...
Arm's length is actually pretty common. Every girl I meet pops it immediately.
upset if you have something negative to say, mister. Or at least, that's how it used to be. Back in the day, you couldn't say...
Today I was talking with my FC about classes, how to improve, what to do next, and so on. We began comparing our past results, and one topic that came up during our conversation was whether FF14 is currently in its worst state ever. What do you guys think? Is it in its worst state? If not, when do you say the game is at its lowest point for you? This thread's from a year ago. I'm kind of curious.
Anything about Final Fantasy.
Could whoever programmed this sim make my model the right gender, please? You gotta take that up with like the feedback board. You gotta find the forum first, Starry. Is that a mean joke? I'm sorry. I hope that landed the right way. I hope that landed the right way. Everything is at all times in its lowest state, close to collapse since the beginning of time. Do these fools not know about 1.0? Honestly, any answer that is not no, it's not 1.0 anymore is wrong.
C14 without the game dev.
The game has more players than ever. It's likely the game is only in a bad state if you're a long-time player.
Riding army breathing down your neck. But these days, I see videos criticizing 14 everywhere I look.
I mean, yeah. Like we watched one of these. I'm not going to say which one, but it might be the one in the center of the screen right now. And that video, I'm sorry, I still vehemently disagree with like every statement in that video. We talked about it. We talked about the fact that multiple times the comment was made and like hit on of like, why are these characters like Y'shtola and Thancred or Graha here? Why are they even part of the story? And we hit on that and for a very long time. I'm not going to rant about it and like regurgitate basically what I've already said 3 times. Short of it is, so I'm going to regurgitate a little bit. I'm going to baby bird everybody for just a moment. You have to have characters present, even if they just need to see one thing that happens in another location. Be mad at that. Be upset about that. But they're going to need to be present to see something that is going to be useful in their arc later. And guess what? Y'shtola saw some wild shit that I guarantee you is going to be completely applicable in her arc whenever she gets back to Runar. All I'm going to say. And anyone who complained about Y'shtola being present in Dawntrail just to look at the magic that was being used, I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. She literally is off studying and learning to obtain the knowledge to get back to Runa. What do you think studying and knowledge? Oh no, I traveled halfway across the states to go see a museum because it would help me with my thesis paper. You mean you traveled 800 plus miles each direction just so you could look at one exhibit at a museum to help you with your goal? Yes, it happens. Like, it's such a stupid point to bring up. I'm sorry. I'm still mad about like people criticizing that. But why is Yestola there? She's there because she needs to see something. Graha's just here to sit. Just here to sit there and be pretty smart boy stuff. That's all I need him here for. Sure. He's also someone who wants to educate himself more constantly. Of course he's going to show up. It's so obnoxious and obtuse and just is the most odd. You're looking for something to complain about. If you're complaining about characters being there, to literally see one thing. That one thing is more relevant to their journey than most of the shit they encountered in Endwalker. I'm sorry. But it is. Because she has wares and we have the coin. Criticize it because that will make it better, but please, for the love of God, stop acting like little problems make it a game-ending scenario. That's what like every clip and video I've made on FF14 has been about. It's yes, I'm criticizing the game. In fact, most of the time, you know what? Let me change that. I'm not criticizing this game most of the time. Most of my videos, I'm criticizing the player base's like lack of just consistency and integrity with this game. Every 5 seconds, this community on social media, period. It's not even in the game. I have not. You know what? I play this game all fucking time. I've never seen anybody in the shout chat in Limsa be like, what's going on with Yoshi P? Why is he not releasing content? Why is the game not doing this? Man, get off social media. No one's complaining about this fucking game anywhere. The most you'll see is, yeah, I think this attack could be adjusted a little bit. And it's genuine conversation. But you go on social media and it's nothing but this doom engagement posting. This is like, they're just trying to get you. I saw like a post the other day that was, man, this drip feed of content is just trying to make sure that you don't leave the game and you just have to keep paying your monthly sub. First of all, the developers have said multiple times, and I'd zoom in more if I could, leave. Go away if you've beaten the content. Cancel your goddamn sub and stop playing their game. They have said that before. Leave the game. Come back when they have a new expansion. They're okay with that. They have encouraged that in the past. They are a healthy development team. They understand that you are a person. Leave. Come back later. Stop paying your sub. You are not beholden to this game. You know, 100% agree on Yestola. It makes perfect sense. She'd show up to study magic. Same as Graha, just hanging around doing bestest catboy things. It's all because negativity gets you numbers. Oh, no, no, I don't know. Like, you're right. It is. If you're ever on Twitter, I'm serious. 95% of the, yes, I'm pulling that number out of my ass, but I guarantee you it's pretty close. Most people on Twitter that post a contradictory statement to whatever OP has posted about, they have a blue check mark because they get paid for it. They get paid for the attention. The only thing I see in game of people saying something will ruin the game is that one phishing scam that shows up every 3 months. FF14 is such a genuinely good experience from top to bottom when you're not on social media. It is such a solid game. And social media counts as YouTube, by the way. Just to establish that. Social media counts as YouTube. I don't think I have posted, here, I'll pull up my channel right now. I don't think I have posted a single video on FF14 that isn't explicitly negative about FF14. The housing video, not explicitly negative about FF14. I am highlighting some issues with it, and we're talking about how WoW has established what we would want in FF14, and that if they follow through on it, FF14 is definitely going to probably need to get to work on at least tweaking housing a little bit. Yes, my thumbnail for it is, WoW just beat FF14. It's the game. Whatever. Like, FF14 mobile, differences from PC. Is it a negative video? No. If I change this title and thumbnail to be more negative, I bet I get more views. I would bet I get more views, and I probably will change it. Glamour update, it's worse. Was this a video of me doom posting? No, it was me explaining why the new update is bad and what they could do to improve it, and why like their normal pace of improving things means it's not going to be fixed for a long time, and why it probably would never be fixed in the first place. Same with Dawntrail isn't Shadowbringers. Arcadian's too hard. The players having trouble with mechanics. Dawntrail is too hard. None of these are ever negative about the game for the sake of being negative. They're all criticism. None of them are critiques. None of them are critiques. Or no, sorry, I have it backwards. They're all critiques. None of them are criticism. None of it is negative. It's all meant to be critiques. It's all it's meant to be. I do my best to not criticize FF14 because there's no reason to be negative about a game that I love so much. I critique it because I want this game to be better. I want this game to still have flaws because that's what makes an MMO so much fun. But I want the little rough edges that can be fixed to be polished up a little bit because it makes the game better for everybody. Who's in the thumbnail? I don't know. Some weird VTuber that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, absolutely. Constant inflated YouTube titles like XIV is dead or this will kill XIV. Some other crap like that. I mean, I honestly don't even watch them now because it's just the same non-issue that has people freaking out. It's ridiculous. In fact, I'm going to change this title real quick. while I'm here, I'm going to change this title really fast. All right. Do you think doom posting helps as an outlet for anger, or does it expedite the brain rot? Doom posting is inherently negative and it harms your mental health because by feeding that into the algorithm, you get recommended that same type of energy back. And this is why I always tell people, curate your feed online as much as you can. You should curate your feed so aggressively. And when I say that, I mean the moment a video shows up that is not what you want, get rid of it. Hit that not interested button. And you beyond that, before you even do that, dislike the video. Dislike the video, not interested, do not recommend this channel to me. Get rid of it. Do not let that get into your feed. And you got to be careful because you can make an echo chamber for yourself. But I'm going to be honest, as long as you're genuinely proactive and self-aware, you're not going to make too bad of an echo chamber. I say that because I have an echo chamber. I know I do. My TikTok is constantly throwing things at me that it knows I'm going to like. And it's things that are related to either current ongoing, like the political environment or things with the economy that and it's like it's just going to throw things that it knows that I will be more prone to agree with. And everyone's algorithm will do that, but you just have to be careful to not remove everything that is counter to your day-to-day form of thinking. That way, so you still at least have perspective that's kind of getting through, but you have to make sure you're not getting the negativity that makes you feel bad. If you're coming off of a TikTok video, or you're coming off of Twitter, or you're coming off of Instagram, whatever the site is, and you're going, man, I'm fucking pissed about this. Don't do that every day. Once every few days, sure, fine. Stay up to date with shit that's annoying. I hate politics. And that's not why I don't talk about them on stream. I just don't like how negative things get. So I avoid talking about it a lot. I avoid a lot of it in my day-to-day life. And people are gonna be mad at me about this. I just don't plug into it most of the time. I do not care. I have too much going on in my life that takes up my mental energy already to give a shit about a lot of stuff that is going to make me feel worse. Do I kind of stay plugged into it? Yes. And the way I do is I have in my circle of friends, I have people that are very much into politics, and they pay a lot more attention to everything going on than I do, for example. And I get it through that. And I get plenty of just a lot of most perspectives. I'm not going to be like arrogant enough to say every perspective. So it's, and then back to, with the gaming industry, for example, a lot of my friends are very plugged into the gaming industry. I am, but I still try to curate my feed of the gaming industry a little bit because I don't want to constantly hear about layoffs. I don't want to constantly hear about depressing things. I don't want my time spent online to be filled with things that bring me down and have this negative influence on my day-to-day existence. That's me. There's a lot of people that I've talked to that just in the space in general during my time streaming where when where I've like pulled them aside and been like, hey, you're like, I've seen like how you're posting online, or like I've seen just how you've been behaving. I feel like this stuff is affecting you. And it all, like, I usually get the answer back like, no, it doesn't affect me. I'm used to it. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, there's like a definite, just major implosion of something where just the constant surrounding yourself of negativity and things that rile you up causes a genuine impact on your mental health. I just removed one channel from my subs on YouTube, like 90% of the content, but 10% is so much of a repellent to me that the rest of the channel was just not worth the hit to my mental health that even the thumbnails and titles can cause. Sure. Like, for sure. It's different for everyone. And there's a balance to be achieved with that also. Like I said, don't create too much of an echo chamber for yourself. It takes a lot of self-awareness and introspection to really make sure that you're just not going, I don't want to see anything related to this ever, blah, 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 to the point where you don't see it anymore. And what happens is the thing supporting exactly your opinion reinforces you beyond the point of actual like logical understanding and almost relation to that opinion and that stance on whatever it is. And instead you end up beyond that, and it becomes almost extreme levels of just, this is my personality, this is my thing, this is everything that I follow day to day, this is everything I believe to the like not like nth degree, just super concentrated, super like it's all that exists in your head. There's a balance for everything, and it's hard, and it's difficult to like keep that balance if you aren't used to doing it. It's really difficult. Imagine your friends holding an intervention because you've been doom posting too much. Like, all I'm gonna say is like I've had to tell multiple people stuff like that, and I literally get the no, it's fine, it doesn't affect me at all, and then I watch them get banned from whatever that social media is because of some stupid shit that they said, or just some insane just wall of text that gets dumped on whatever the social media is like later. Like, I've seen it happen multiple times. Like, you gotta step away. You gotta get outside. You gotta realize social media is by design and by our own hands with how we interact with each other on it. It's callous. It's soulless. It's meant to get you mad. And not even the social media itself. The people posting on it want a reaction from you. They don't care about how you're feeling after reading their stuff, other than just you got mad and responded. They might not even believe most of the shit that they're typing. They just want a response from you. Twitter has turned into something that is so much worse, that as someone who came from 4chan, is something so much more constantly just a bombardment of hostility and poison and nothing but engagement bait to make you mad. so much worse than anything I ever saw on 4chan. I feel like it's ridiculous. It's constant. 100%. If this was a serious channel news source, I'd just make a separate account for the purpose of looking at it, but it's brain off background noise channel. I don't need depressing shit when I'm trying to chill, so off it goes. Yeah, that's totally fair. Like there's channels like I just fell off from because they got like weirdly into topics I didn't care about. A good example would be an old tech review channel that I used to love called Review Tech USA. And it just kind of fell off. I don't remember exactly why. I know there's some controversies around. I think his name is Rich. And I'm not going to get into them because literally I don't know them. I'm not educated enough on them. But like there's channels like that I used to watch all the time. And I fell off and just the topics shifted from what I cared about, which was like just keyboard reviews or weird tech that came out to just stuff that it's like, I didn't come here for you. I just didn't come here. Max is on 4chan too. Wow, seeing 4chan spelled like that usually it's like was on 4chan too much. It got corrupted by a right-wing cult or some shit. Like they broke up with me, called me a fetish and shit. So I really don't like social media because of how easily it is to swindle people. Hope they're okay someday. It's this. A lot of it is people are looking for like they either already have the biases they like that like slowly becomes the extreme for them, or because they want a place to fit in, they stumble into the wrong door basically and find acceptance in a way that is not healthy. And I haven't been on 4chan for a long time, so I don't know how the culture there has changed. But at least back when I was on it, there were 3 different types of people it felt like on 4chan. There were shit posters, there were insane extremists, and there were just the curious, I would call like tourists that just showed up and just were like, "What's this?" and either became like the people trolling or the people that were like shit posting or the people that were like actually extreme. And I feel like Twitter is that now. I feel like Twitter is that without the tourists, where it's just trolls and it's just the people that genuinely believe the nonsense coming out of their mouth. There's like no in between on Twitter when it comes to accounts that are trying to get engagement. There's no difference now. And do I still have a Twitter account? Yes, I still have a Twitter account. Do I use Twitter? Yeah, I go on it like every few nights, every like few hours, like maybe like once a day. And mostly it's just goofy shit on my Twitter. If you go to my, I don't use it to post or like talk to people because I'm gonna be honest. It's the same reason I refuse to respond to YouTube comments on my YouTube channel directly, which someone might be like, that's really dumb of you. You should engage with your audience. You want to talk to me? Come to my stream. Come here. We will have a conversation. If you want to talk to me on YouTube comments, maybe I might respond if you actually post a genuine comment. The problem with YouTube comments is I get people like this. And I'm not gonna like share this person's name, but I get people like this. Why does it let me like zoom around? Why does it do this? It won't let me like scroll. Oh my god. I get comments like this. This is on my Dawn 12 or on an old Glamour Dresser video. People tried to tell me this is good. It's bad. It doesn't do anything. It does not really cut down. The grammar just gets worse as this guy goes. Really cut down any room, and in fact, MKES, it impossible to dye the item. There is 2 spaces, DIFFRENC. You fool. WHT, if you have pure white or jet black, you dye the item. So it'll always be, I don't know why there's a comma here now after this nightmare up here, whatever. or comma apostrophe. Always be THT caller, but WHT if the future single you erase THT glamour ND, then it want it BCK really don't WAANT OT WST REAAL money or half 2 spaces again million gil for the die gain. I like I'm only going to respond to comments that actually have the effort
Brain is
put into
rattling
them.
like an old engine and quickly running out of gas.
Like I the moment I'm able to respond with my voice, because they're rolling that out, I'm gonna have so much fun on the YouTube comments. Because I'm just gonna scream at people. I think I'm just gonna scream into my microphone. Like I'm not. I will not respond with voice messages that are coherent, or I'm just gonna read their comments back to them. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I can't wait till I get it. But this is the type of stuff I either get like a genuine comment or just people like this who don't put effort into their comments and don't try to have a conversation. So it's the same with Twitter. It's the same with honestly. TikTok's the only place I seem to get comments that are intelligent.
Call an ambulance for that random YouTube commenter. I think they're having a stroke.
Twitter is that they're not tourists, they're residents. That's what yeah. Like, that's a good way to describe it. Never been on Twitter. It's mostly stuff, the stuff of Legends for me. Stay off of it. Don't get it. I only keep it because I use it for stream. Like the moment I don't need it for stream anymore, I will delete my account. Don't have YouTube discussions. They're not real people. Like it's YouTube comments. Like I don't think I've gotten a legit YouTube comment in a while that makes me want to just actually respond to it. I got like the last one was like 4 months ago, where someone disagreed with a lot of what I said, but agreed with like my core criticism on something or critique on something. And we had a nice little response. I was like, oh yeah, totally. Like, I get it. I understand why you wouldn't agree with me on like that, but I'm glad you like get what I'm trying to say with the core of my critique. I got rid of my Twitter when Musk bought it, picked up Blue Sky recently. I've made a Blue Sky account. Like I have one over there. I don't use it. I don't know. There's so many people posting on Twitter that I actually follow that I don't know if they post on Blue Sky. Like I haven't tried it yet. I know how's Blue Sky? According to Flim, he liked one pizza tower thing and the algorithm went, oh, you like pizza, and just spams him with pizza things now.
Some comments feel like they're still loading with how many letters they have missing.
I'm too old to deal with people that think they're saving genuine time by typing BCK or WHT instead of what, because it is the same mindset to me as the people on the highway when the speed limit's 55. They're like, I'm going to go 75. And they don't understand that them going 75, traffic exists. So I will see you at the next stoplight because I always do. And you're saving maybe 40 seconds over your entire trip. Genuinely, you're saving only about that much time. And if you think that is A, worth the risk of going that fast, and B, you think it is a time save that necessitates you going that fast, your priorities are so messed up. There's something like there's something deeper going on that needs to be resolved if you think that needs to be a thing you should do. If you think you need to save that 40 seconds, I'm sorry. It just get to the place 40 seconds later, because I know you're not driving somewhere 500 times in a day. So I know maybe you're probably at most driving from A to B to C to D, whatever, 3-4 times, maybe 6. And if we add all that up,
2%.
oh no, you saved a full 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Oh my God. Out of your 24 hours, you save so much time. You have enough time for an extra PP. You have enough time to urinate one extra time. Like, good job. It's that mentality to me, and I can't stand it. And that, whatever. I'm yelling at clouds, but some comments for like, what the hell is PCK? No, BCK for back. Send 86 Pizza Hut ads to his feed. What do you mean is really good? But no, I say it on my YouTube videos sometimes, but if you want me to respond to your comments on YouTube, if it's not a genuine comment where I feel like you're making the effort to engage with the video in some way or actually have a conversation, come here, come to my Twitch. If you are posting a comment and like you genuinely like are upset with the video or something, we'll talk live. I'd rather talk to you live. And no, that's not because it's not for like the power dynamic of the streamer versus the one comment, the person responding in text on a delay. No, I just would rather talk on stream. I'd rather you have the connection that is, oh, I'm a real person. Because people say some dumb shit whenever they just think about the YouTube comment and it's a pre-rendered video that's been edited and everything. People say some stupid shit. And people still say stupid shit even on Twitch streams. But come to the Twitch chat, say stupid shit, and so I can like ban you live. I understand the text to speech if you're dealing with a character limit. Texting 10 years ago before cellular internet was affordable. Ban Mike. May this be a lesson to you. No, you had to step out. Your PTO was not approved. But I've talked about it enough. Like if you go to my Twitter, it's so obvious I do not use it for streaming stuff. It's so obvious. Like here, I will show you guys my Twitter feed like right now. Hold on. Here, I'll just show you guys. I'll show you, not my Twitter feed, but like I'll show you like my post on my Twitter feed like right now. Like my post right now is a video of a bunch of FF people just getting rocked by a tank buster. A geology slice of life anime trailer. Yoshihiro Watanabe talking about the new Trigun anime that's coming out, the sequel to Trigun Stampede. I've been liking that. There's a sequel to Milky Highway coming out, which I'm so stoked for. So like a Fire Force post about VFX that they applied in the anime and what it looks like before and after VFX, which is super fun. Cool Naruto scene, FF thing I posted, Fire Force Season 3, like... I know no one's gonna find this funny unless you've worked on a car and you know how loud a jack is. This killed me. This was so funny. If you know how loud a car jack is on concrete, especially asphalt, this is so mean to do at 3 a.m. If he's actually out at 3 a.m. going through this neighborhood, these are so loud. Like, it hurts your ears if you're pulling these behind you. But this is my Twitter feed. I use it just for dumb things that I go, yeah, I like that. That was fun. Like, this is my Twitter feed. It's just things that I've just... This is what I curate. I curate to this. It's stuff that brings me joy every day. It's stuff that makes me happy and gives me something to look forward to. Like the moment that's how I use my Tumblr. Yeah. Just curate your social media to give you a reason to be excited. Like I was so stoked seeing Fire Force Season 3's key art.
Greetings, citizen. Have you heard of Solstheim?
What's that? What's Souls Time? What's that? I don't know what that is. I'm scared there's going to be like porn on here if I keep scrolling down. I don't know what all I like and post. Oh, look at it. Oh my god. Oh my god, they still have these. I need to buy these. stickers. They have a Momodora. They have a Momo thing. Oh my god. And a Momo shirt. New Hound. I want these. I want these. Ah! These are so cute. I want these. This is also really funny. If you're an FF player, you'll get this one. It's just stupid things on my feed though. Like there's no reason to follow me on Twitter because I just like and retweet stupid shit like this. Like I don't talk about streams, I don't talk about what I have planned. I just use Twitter for just fun, basically. Okay, anyway, let's go back to this video. What were we at? We were at 2 minutes and 15 seconds in. No, we were like 20 seconds in, weren't we?
Final Fantasy XIV without the game dev riding army breathing down your neck. But these days, I see videos criticizing 14 everywhere I look. They're practically the only 14 videos coming out these days. And by making this one, I feel like I'm jumping on a bandwagon of sorts. Please, look at my credentials. I swear.
Scholar, White Mage, Samurai, Machinist. I don't play any of these except for Samurai. I don't know if any of these are good.
I'm not a trend Andy. I have a long and fleshed out history.
You react too much. Give me some blank stare while you eat. Should I start just eating at the start? That would be fun. Would you guys be okay with that if like I eat when we first start stream while we watch some videos? I can't do that because then someone's gonna come in from like an FF stream, from the FF streaming community, be like, why are you just copying Xenos? You're just copying Xenos' Vex. That's his thing. He watches things about cave divers and true crime murders while he eats food for 45 minutes and then goes, y'all want to do some roulettes? Y'all want to play top? If you watch Zeems, you know that's exactly what he does. He'll watch a clip for a minute and look over at the camera or at the chat and be like, y'all ever done that? And then go back to the video and just wait for chat to respond. That's all he does. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, by the way. I love Zeems. I watch his VODs all the time. I genuinely watch it. I think it's so funny that he talks to chat like he's in a room with like really old friends that don't talk a lot. Where they'll be watching something, like a Fushigi commercial will come on his stream, for example, and I'm like, you guys ever have a Fushigi? Those things are cool, man. And then he'll just go back to watching the video. I love Zeems' content, but that's literally what he does, and it cracks me up.
Jarvis, my streamer is too good at reacting. Reduces chromosomes to 10.
Wow, I need those chromosomes. Those are mine. I can keep eating these Skittles, though. Oh, that was a hollow Skittle shell. That was cool. That was good. That was special. Oh my god, that's really good. Give me hollow Skittles. Oh my god. That was so good. Like when I first opened my Dark Souls 2 Special Edition in my mouth. Diabetes? No. It's the popped Skittles. Focus. Focus. There we go. Hollow Skittles. Is there reverse Hollow Skittles?
Lovingly on this game. That is, until one day, I stopped. I quit making videos about 14. I didn't talk about it on stream anymore. If somebody asked me when I'd play it, I'd laugh nervously while chat spammed clueless. I developed a script of sorts. Whenever people would ask me why I stopped playing, I told them that I burnt out. I told them that turning it into my job made playing it feel like work and that I just needed some time apart. But after literal years have passed, I realized that I was wrong. It's not that I was burnt out on 14. It's not that making videos about it ruined my passion for it. Those videos were made because I had passion in the first place. It turns out I lied. I didn't stop because I made it my job. I stopped because 14 has done nothing worth being passionate for. So let's talk about that. And our conversation is gonna take a hot second, which means that at some point I'm bound to have an opinion you disagree with. Feel free to run to the comments and write essays about how wrong I am.
I'm curious of how much of this game did, like, how much of the extracurricular content has Lucy done? I'm assuming a lot. And if you've done like everything in the game that you're interested in, okay, fair enough. That's fine. Not gonna lie, 2D woman don't do it for me anymore. I need a one-dimensional woman.
And it's 2%, so that's pretty heavy.
So what you're saying is, how do you change the size of your pencil? You need a straight line. How do you draw a straight line? Does that work for you? Does that work for you, Zen? Do you need a one-dimensional bed also? How do you draw a one-dimensional bed without it becoming 2D? If I just do another line underneath the line? Because I can't do this. I can't do a headboard. That's 2D. Right? Because now there's 2 dimensions. I can't do that. Now make them kiss. Is there a 4th dimensional VTuber?
Because my
So stop drawing porn off stream.
to enjoy reading unhinged manifestos about Final Fantasy XIV. Just keep in mind that despite popular opinion, I don't want the game to die. I want to see it rise out of this slump and go back to being the joy to play that it once was.
I'm gonna I know she just said run to the comments. I'm gonna go ahead and like immediately disagree with the fact that saying this game is in a slump is I'm sorry. Slump like is not how like are the low parts of Lord of the Rings a slump? When nothing's happening in Lord of the Rings, is it a slump? And if you don't find it engaging, does that make it a slump, or does it make it a slower part of the story that you're just personally not vibing with? If you're not enjoying the scenes of Game of Thrones where what's his name? Hot Pot? What's his name? Pot Pie? What's that kid's name? It's like the big guy. He made the really, really good pies at that little camp. What was his name? It was like Hot Pot or something. What was his name? What was that Game of Thrones character's name that made Hot Pie? That was his fucking name. If you don't like the sequences with Hot Pie in Game of Thrones that came like out of nowhere where nothing happens and Arya's there for some reason and there's all these other like younger characters. If you don't care about that, does that make it a slump? Does it? How is FF14 in a slump right now is my question. Because it is, to anyone who's been stopped defending FF14 React Boy, no, like MMOs breathe. That's one thing about this genre that people self-report on all the time because they will complain. And I'm not saying that Lucy's doing this here. That's not what I'm building up to. That's not what I'm even alluding to at all. But a lot of people on social media and just in general will say FF14, WoW, RuneScape, Terra back in the day. What's the other big MMO right now? ESO, Black Desert.
awesome.
Like, breathing is nice. Good air. Then you exhale it, get that nasty carbon dioxide out of your body. All of these games, though, expansion comes out, player numbers go up, player number go up, expansion get beat, player numbers either stabilize or go down a little bit. And then what happens is content cycle. Player numbers go down, stabilize, new update, player number goes up a little bit, stable, player number go back down. And it keeps going like that until you hit the new big patch, at which point player number that was here go up again. And it's high again. And maybe it goes up more because it was a good expansion like Shadowbringers or Endwalker. And then it comes back down because content cycle. And people don't seem to have this object permanence about how this particular IP genre of games works, where player base go up, player base go down, player base go up, player base go down, player base go up, player base go down. Patch, content cycle, patch, content cycle, patch, content cycle. Is it a slump because we're in patch content cycle, especially now that we're in patch to start new story, where player base go up some? New story obviously hasn't had time to build up to everything they're building to, because this is a setup arc and a transition arc, kind of like Stormblood is. And it's not the strongest. So people go, well, it's not as good as Endwalker and Shadowbringers. We're never going to hit those highs again. Shadowbringers and Endwalker had a Realm Reborn, Heavensward, and Stormblood as their foundations. Dawntrail is starting pretty much fresh with nothing as its foundation. In fact, the foundation for Dawntrail may as well just be 6.0 to 6.5. And 6.0 to 6.5 focused on the 13th so much, we're not going to see it until probably 2 patches from now. And I don't mean 2 like content cycle patches. I mean big patches. We're probably not going to see more of the 13th for like 2 more patches. And that's fine. But to expect it to be this huge, big expansion, or even like to revive the game to pre-Shadowbringers numbers, or in like between Endwalker and Shadowbringers numbers, I think it's insane. The game's gonna breathe. I don't think it makes it a lull. And if you've done all the content, because this game has been out for a long time, you running out of content and not liking the game anymore because there's nothing to do. Not liking's a bad choice. You not being engaged and excited by FF14's remaining content doesn't mean it's in a lull either. It just means for you personally, you have gotten every bit of enjoyment that you find in this piece of entertainment from it, and that's okay. Doesn't mean it's in a lull though.
Other than that, there will be very minor and vague spoilers for the story, so if you're a huge stickler for that, you might want to head out. Or don't. I like when people cry about spoilers they were already warned about. It gets me all hot and bothered. Oh yeah? You didn't know that they fight
I don't watch
dragons in
VTubers.
Heavensward? Keep going, I'm almost there. Anyway, no more preamble, roll the damn clip. If I'm gonna talk about the problems with this game, I have to start with the game direction. 14 is not a difficult game and never really has been, which means I'm saying a lot when I tell you that the game has been gradually dumbing down.
Just put the anime woman on the screen react.
Simplifying and streamlining gameplay so that the player virtually never experiences failure. Let me put this in Joseph Anderson terms. If Elden Ring had a problem with making things too difficult to keep their reputation of try-hard gameplay alive, then 14 has the opposite problem. 14 wants to make things piss easy so that even a paraplegic chicken with Alzheimer's can keep up.
Okay, hold on. This video came out 2 weeks ago, which means we've already seen Yoshi P talk about months ago the fact that FF14, yes, this is a problem, but they have switched gears and they are attempting to...
Sex. Lamau.
But they are attempting to adjust this. I'm hoping she qualifies this either at the end of this point or somewhere in the middle, that this has been acknowledged and this is already changed throughout Dawntrail, because Dawntrail has some very difficult ass dungeons for regular content and trials that are equally as just insane for regular content. But like, FF does have this problem. It's why I can't stand early dungeons anymore. They're not fun. They're all boring. They removed all the interesting mechanics from those early dungeons. And the first dungeon where I believe you actually encounter mechanics that you could call complex is, I think, Shadowbringers, which is insane of me to say that.
Trust me, I've broken into Square Enix headquarters and I've seen the chicken. It's crazy shit. This stretches into every part of the base game, including dungeons, raids, hell. Even old content isn't safe. They've been sent to Yoshi P's veterinarian practice to be declawed, defanged, and of course, utterly fucking neutered. Let me give you an example. One fateful day while playing 14, I got cued into Titan Normal. A very nostalgic primal, great music, overused chicken nugget memes, but I can forgive him for the sins of Larry Zor. Now imagine my surprise when the new player fell off the edge, and 3 seconds later, I was able to res them. Right! I forgot having unique mechanics in fights might be too difficult for new players. So glad that's gone. And then I got the Airy as my dungeon. And in the fight against Nidhogg, I realized there's no Moristinian there. I guess the devs thought casting Cure once or twice on him was
this one especially caught Flem and I off guard, because I told him about this back whenever he first went through the area, and mid-fight he was like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean? There's no NPC for me to keep an eye on," because I think he was playing healer during that fight.
too hard for the healers to handle? Never mind how that fucks with the lore or emotional impact. Just get rid of any failure point. It's too risky. What's really ironic and funny about this is that they've tried to backtrack recently. Don't get too excited though, it's the bare minimum. They made the new level 90 to 100 dungeons a bit harder than they were before. Stress.
Okay, okay. Yes, I complain about the fact that the FF14 team do what can be called the bare minimum. Have they rolled back the changes on earlier dungeons? No, they have not. Will they? Probably not. Probably not. And the weird part is, I think we as various levels of veteran players of this game need to hear how those new dungeons are being received by new players. This is anecdotal. I'm going to go based on Flem for me specifically, because he's a WoW player. We all do the bare minimum. It's called living. And when I told him they gutted these dungeons and they're boring now and I hate them, his response was, "What?" Except for one or two, his response was, "What do you mean? They were really fun. I actually really liked them." So for new players that are not used to the complexity of level 60, 70 plus, at least in the people I have talked to, which are two actually, Flem and Rich, they've had a good time with the dungeons still. I think a lot of the veteran players are just used to things being so complex. And I'll also say, like, we still have a point as veteran players that, yes, these dungeons are too easy now. They are too simplified. They're annoying to play. They're boring to play. And they should bring them back. And they made up the reasoning. And I'm saying made up, not to explicitly say that it's not entirely true. But I think it is a dressing up of their real intentions when the FF team said, well, we did it to support the development and integration of duty support, where you just do single player and there are AI versions of the Scions doing the dungeon with you. And they go, well, we had to keep it simple because the AI is like, it's too complex with the mechanics.
All Heavens Ward dungeons with a full sprout party pale in comparison to a full sprout party worm veil.
Yeah, if you have a full sprout party, these dungeons still are not easy. Like, they're still a little challenging. But what I was going to say is... Shit, what was I going to say? What the fuck was I going to say? Oh my god. Shit. Evie, you like threw me so far off my train of thought. Oh yeah, they said that the AI for the NPCs was like difficult to actually get working with complex mechanics. And I'm sorry. You were going to click play, I think. And you were going to stop talking and watch the video. You're reacting too much. No, why? I don't buy that reasoning. Specifically because we have AI, not Alcoholics Anonymous. We have AI in the fight with, spoilers for FF. We have, you know what? I won't even say the character in it. We have the fight with Mom. And the fight with Mom, the big H, as they are, is very hard. That fight is rough. And that fight's got a lot going on. Boy, the AI is able to do that just fine. So what is going on with these early dungeons? I think it's just a convenient excuse to give the player base for dumbing down those early dungeons, because for some reason, somewhere on the team, they thought that they were too difficult to get new people in, and they wanted to keep the Endwalker numbers coming. And do I have any proof of that? No. Do I have anything to support that theory? Fuck no. Am I probably wrong? Hell yes. I'm probably super wrong with a lot of my theory, because I am just speculating to an insane degree. However, what I will say with full confidence is every new player that I've talked to that has played through those dungeons has liked them, even though they're very boring to players like me now. And what I will also say is, while they haven't backtracked on those older dungeons, newer dungeons are so goddamn hard compared to anything before. And Yoshi P has already said that the dev team has understood that, yes, they went a little hard on nerfing things and making things too easy, and they're going to focus on difficulty in the future. And it's also, back to the bare minimum thing, this team moves slowly with purpose. They move slowly because they want to see how even a small change will impact this game before they just make a big change, like completely rolling back dungeons or applying duty support to every dungeon at once.
It's mostly perspective when it comes to this.
It is perspective. I think there's some objective reasoning to have, but yeah, it's mostly perspective that you need to have before you actually really look at the objective reasoning that does have its place here, I think. But saying that this team is doing the bare minimum, no, stop. Because by that logic, they've always done the bare minimum. Updates for this game have always been very small tweaks. And then if it works, they add the next step and then the next step. If it doesn't work, they roll back a step, or they just don't do that step and they take another path. It's always been like that. That is not bare minimum. This game's development is very confident in what they're doing. And I do not want them doing it any other way. I am okay with how slow it is. That's fine.
On a bit. Not hard enough that you can't figure it out in the
Whoopsies.
first run, and then never have to think about it again, but still, that's progress, right? Well, in my opinion, it's too little and way too late. Now, the case for why is hard to crack, but after decades of research, I think I know the answer. After snorting my 10% off with code LucyGamerSubs powder, I play game dev, more game is play. The secret agenda of it was for money. It really is that simple. If game easy, more people play game. If more game is play, then more is money. Shareholder happy. Yay. It feels like these game devs are truly terrified of losing your sub.
This team has multiple times said to just go away until there is more content, and then you can re-up your sub. Has it been a while since they've said something like that? Yes, it has. It's been a while Saying it's for money implicitly is the most cynical way to sum this up, though. Saying it's just for money is the most cynical way to summarize this. Yoshi P has said multiple times that they developed this game in a very confident and intentful manner. Things are slow on purpose. Things are slow because there is so much in this game they don't want a small change to ripple out to fuck up everything else. That is not about money. That is intelligent game design. That is intelligent development. You don't do big changes to a game this size. You don't do large rollbacks to a game this size unless absolutely necessary. Summarizing it as it's just money, I think is cynical and does it a disservice when it comes to the development philosophy that this team has.
That means they're scared of anything that might drive off a new player. Anything that might take away that hit of dopamine that keeps you playing in the first place. They never want you to experience a negative emotion while playing their game. So what do? They take out challenge. They ask less of you. They give everyone the tools to survive so that if the healer is a literal toddler banging on the keyboard, you can still finish the duty without kicking them out. Why do you think Tenchi Jin was changed? Why is Black Mage getting more and more instant casts? Why did they decide pressing Kaiten before Midare was too difficult? Why else would they refuse to nerf Picto?
Where is it? These two, button bloat. Kaiten was removed for button bloat. So many things in this game are removed, and the potency is moved to other buttons because of button bloat. So many things in FF14 are changed and moved because of button bloat. There are so many goddamn buttons in this game that they have literally had to implement a system to auto change your buttons because there's so many buttons, because it does get annoying to have to do 1 through 0, 1 through equals, control 1 through equals, control alt or whatever the other modifier is for 1 through equals. That's so many buttons. Cell Rant's response video. I just think I don't saying it's for money and then solidifying this as like the definitive reason. I feel like it's not fair. It's just the most cynical view that you can have about FF14. I feel like it's the most cynical view you can have about one of the most transparent teams in the development industry for video games right now. Yes, there's a financial motivation behind every one of these decisions. It would be stupid of me to not agree with that.
Maybe all those
However,
Monk's core have a reason, you know.
Yeah, ruined Monk and took it away from me. That's what it did. Now Monk sucks. And I have to play Samurai and be a fucking weeb. And I am a weeb. I don't want you guys to know that, though. But no, it's for button bloat. To be like, no, it's because it's too hard is that I feel like it's disingenuous. And I don't mean to say that. I mean to present it as the exact reason when it's no. Samurai had so yes, Hisatsu Kaiten was fun. Hisatsu Kaiten is my favorite ability that they took away. It is so much fun to do your little flip with your katana, sheath it, and then whoosh, like it's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. But Samurai has a lot of buttons, and so does Dark Knight, and so does every other single class in this game. To not acknowledge that it's possibly because of that, honestly, kind of bothers me.
Why else would they refuse to nerf Picto despite how unhealthy its numbers turned out to be for the endgame?
Because it's fun. Because it's fun. Because Picto is fun. Maybe it's not entirely just for accessibility. Maybe because it's fun. Imagine if you had to press a button before starting every part of your gunbreaker rotation. Well, see, but they got rid of that because it would be hard. And that might scare away players. Nintendo took Picto from me. Just... I'm logging into FF to like show an example just for people that don't play FF or haven't like gotten to level 100. I just want to share. Like that, it's give me just a moment. But we'll keep watching while this is like loading in.
If a job requires skill, it might drive the shitters away. And Square Enix can't have that. But their idea of making things easy to keep players is flawed. And to my shock, Yoshi P agrees with me. There's this nice little quote from him recently where he talked about how if a...
What, like, why is it shocking that Yoshi P would agree with that? Yoshi P is a gamer first, a developer second. He's also got a, he's basically, I think he's on the board at Square. And there were rumors he was stepping down recently, and he's not. But why would it be shocking? The guy who grew up playing like Guild Wars and Western MMOs before they became money grubbing just sponges of entertainment media. Why would the person that understands that an MMO doesn't have to be terrible be aware that, hey, maybe we went a little too hard on the nerfing problem, and you know the game's a little too easy now. I don't understand why that would be a shock that that type of person who's heading up this game would come out and be like, yeah, we went a little too far. Yoshi P is a gamer. He plays MMOs. He understands this game. He understands what MMO players like and what they want and what they've been pining for like a decade now. That WoW has not given people. Like, he understands it. Don't get it. Also, for people that don't know how many buttons a samurai has, for anyone that's curious, do I just go to... Do I just show, like, hold on. How do you, is it, it's P. Samurai has so many goddamn buttons. And if I pull up the rotation for Samurai, it's going to be annoying. But if these buttons didn't change, there's no room. There's no room on my hotbars for an extra 2 buttons. There's no room for Hisatsu Kaiten. Joke's on you guys, or on the dev team. I still have it on my hotbar. It's still over there. I keep it there because it's my favorite ability and I just want it there. I want the reminder that Hisatsu Kaiten was a thing. I keep it on an extra hotbar somewhere. It is taking up a space for no reason other than sentimentality. But right now, my rotation being 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 1, 6. And then if I want to use AoEs, 7 and 8 and 9 are my 7, 8, 7, 9. And then popping Mekio Shisui and doing all my other moves, like to build my Sen coins faster, and then having to use my EI Jutsu. Like, and this button turns into like 3 different things. And then there's Tsubame Gaeshi that I also have over here. My gap opener and closer and all my debuffs and buffs. There are so many buttons. I don't think they would be removing things just because it makes it too hard. I don't think that's the only reason that they would touch these things. I think there's plenty of reasons that exist.
Scrolling game doesn't have holes to fall into, then there's no fun in playing it. I tell you, viewer, I cried tears of joy. Finally Yoshi understands. He's gonna do it, guys. He's gonna fix the game. And when I played the new dungeons, I felt that he was starting to fix that part of the game. The new normal trials were challenging in a fun way. I'll give them credit where it's due. They have tried to increase the difficulty for this expansion, even if it's slight. And it's a great change, and I appreciated it, but with the state that job design is in, I'm not really sure it matters. You'll hear other people say that jobs have become more and more homogenized over time, and I'm not gonna disagree with them. It's bad for tanks, it's real bad for healers, and to hear you DPS mains tell it, it's not going too good on your side of town either. And maybe this is a controversial
slightly
take,
fair.
but here's the way that I see it. If I can level each healer, one after the other, and I barely have to change my approach to gameplay, I think there's a problem. Even if the encounters are marginally more difficult, the devs forgot that the core gameplay of a job is what creates someone who mains it and keeps playing the damn game. And the thing is, they used to understand that. Scholar was a busy mess in Stormblood, but it was my favorite iteration of the job to date. Astrologian was an RNG-dependent job, but making the best out of a bad card pull was part of the class fantasy. Heavensward Dark Knight's Dark Arts required some thought, but god if it wasn't fun for the people who enjoyed actually managing their mana. Bit by bit, they've been stripping out the things that make jobs different,
Fair.
and Summoner in particular got a complete rework. Nowadays, if you like Dot, you can play Bard, I guess? Yes, I am well.
Okay, this part's fair. Because I was gonna also say Bard. Like, there's no dot class anymore. There's no dot class. Monk had some uptime management on like 4 abilities, and then they took them away, and now Monk is just boring and stupid and terrible, and I hate it. It's why I don't play Monk anymore.
Aware that this is God's most unpopular opinion. But seriously, why did they do old Summoner dirty like that? I'm saying this as someone who never mained the job, because I don't have to. I'd be pissed if it happened to my main, and with Healer it kinda did happen to my main, so I'm sorry. But I do think it was a middle finger to that player base, and the bare minimum they could have
I
done was
love
make
dots.
a dot job that would replace it. But they didn't. Past Summoner mains got screwed, and
Honestly, I really missed the sect system from Shadowbringers Astrologian. That was neat. Never, I didn't do Astro back then. I was a Monk main until they took away Monk's dot management, and then I went, okay, I'm done. Or not dot management, but the buff uptime management that it had, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't play Monk anymore. Monk's boring. It's dumb. They took away my gap closer or whatever. I don't like it. Monk is stupid. And then they took positionals, and I went, no, that's not so bad. So what did they release? FF15? It already came out, dude. FF15 already came out. FF16's already come out. You're too late, Zed.
there's no sign that they'll ever be unscrewed. They are permanently being by the massive dick of the job designers. And yeah, I know the player numbers were low. I know many people were dissatisfied that it didn't live up to the summoning lore. I know the dot playstyle was an acquired taste. But was the solution to that to completely nuke a playstyle out of the game and leave those fans with no replacement?
Yes. My reasoning is, as much as people don't like Overwatch now and hate Blizzard, nerfing a class into the ground and then rebuilding it back up with the current structure of the rest of the classes is a good way to balance things. I think that's a genuinely good way to balance things. However, the funner way to balance things, which might be what they're doing now, the funner way to balance things in a non-competitive environment, put the new thing in. If it's a little too good, tweak it just a hair. Bring everything else up. Bring everything up to whatever that new fun thing is. The new cool big number Pictomancer in this case. Bring everything up. Bring everything up behind it. And just let the classes be fun. However, I don't know what the rest of this segment's going to be, but we've already had the announcement from Yoshi P that job identity is being the focus of, what is it, 8.0? Is it 8.0? So the next patch, so like 2 years from now, or like a year, like was it a year and a half from now, a year from now, we'll be seeing the actual focus on job identity and 8.1x. Like, we'll be seeing it. It's coming. They've announced it already. This team, again, is very slow and deliberate with stuff like this. And if the whole set of patches is going to be focusing on job identity, boy, I can't wait for the next wave of people complaining and screaming that their class that they were screaming about being too homogenized is now too unique and difficult and hard. Because it's going to happen. As a bard main, I want more utility, more situational buffs and cooldowns. Oh yeah, I'm sure. That would make it more interesting. As a monk, I want my positionals back. I would go back to monk today. tonight, I would go back to Monk. If they gave me positionals back, I would learn how it works again. I just want positionals back. If you watch me play Samurai, hell, you watch me play Dark Knight, I play like a Monk player still. I play like a pre-Shadowbringers Monk player. Or pre-post Shadowbringers Monk change player. I run around the target like the boss. I'm constantly shifting from the very rear to the flank to the rear. I still play like that because I find it fun to move.
It's sad because, you know, they could have done things differently. For example, maybe a little less funding into the scam known as Blue Mage and a little more into creating another Arcanist spinoff? No? We're gonna keep making limited jobs? Okay, I guess I'll go kill myself. Time and time
Because they're
again,
fun.
the
Blue
devs
Mage is
have
cool.
shown that they will choose the path of least resistance. And what they replaced Summoner with was by far the easiest job to play in the entire game. Sure, having a couple...
Okay. Can I highlight a problem I have with how this video is written? Nothing is pre-qualified with the facts that we know as of 2 weeks ago. Or March 5th. We already know that job identity is going to be the focus of a new patch. If all of this is the opinion that we're getting now, it should be prefaced with, by the way, these are my opinions of currently what's going on. However, these opinions should also be written with the reality that is, we know that the job identity patch cycle is coming. It is on its way. And again, the devs are slow on purpose because this is a large game. If they updated this game as fast as the player base wanted, FF14 would be in the goddamn dirt 12 feet under. It would be deader than Anthem. So they don't. They update it with very intentional changes, and then they see how those changes affect how the player base plays, and they see how these changes affect the actual gameplay on an analytical level. Or on an analytics level, because the player base doesn't understand how this game works. The player base that is filled with content creators. Hold on. The content creator side of the player base, who are the people that talk about this game the most vocally, don't understand how this game works. Because a lot of people seem to think this game is filled with PvPers, Savage Raiders, EX runners, just people running this incredibly difficult content or this like high tier, just past mid-core content. No, this game is filled with people who want to experience fun mid-core content like the 24-man Chaos Raid that we got recently. But they're also just here for the story and a little bit of challenge. And that's who this game is built for. This game is not built for whoever out there is raiding like a crazy person every weekend for 8 hours. This game is not built for you. This game has a player base that is made up of, for every 3 players like you, there are probably 40,000 people that do not care about that content. And yes, that does not mean you should not be curated to. By all means, that content exists. They should focus on it. However, this game is not going to be balanced around you because you are not the predominant target audience for this game. Again, that doesn't mean that they should not dedicate some focus and make sure it is balanced. However, you cannot have your 3 pieces of cake and eat all of them too. Like, you can pick which pieces you want to eat at the time, but you're not getting all 3 at the same time. And by the time you get to that 3rd piece of cake, maybe it's going to be like a little bit not as fresh because it's been a while. I'm butchering that phrase. I don't care. That's how I play Dragoon. It'd be fast food.
Jobs that are brain dead isn't a bad idea, but you went and replaced one of the sweatiest dot time optimizing spreadsheet maxing player populations with that? But even this is nothing in the face of the greatest consequence to making everything easier.
Spreadsheets, the dev team, I will say this, focus too much on spreadsheets. It's why Island is no fun now. Island on release, from my understanding, was so much more freeform and so much more relaxed and enjoyable. And then they kept trying to like outpace the crazy Animal Crossing psychos that would spreadsheet everything out to optimize growth time on whatever. And now it's just a nightmare, at least from my understanding. I don't know how true that is. That's just what I've heard.
To play, And if you're a healer main, you already guessed it, the total death of the Trinity system. And no, I'm not talking about the religious one. Let's think about the general premise of the Trinity. You have tanks, healers, and DPS. DPS and healers can't take damage for shit, so they need tanks in order to not get DP double-fisted by any roided chocobo that looks in their general direction. Tanks need healers because even though they're the swinging schlong alpha podcast chat of the team, they're only human. They can take more hits, but that doesn't make them immortal. Of course, DPS need healers because 90% of them suck at the game and they need someone to wipe their ass.
That's me.
That's the law of any MMO. And finally, tanks and healers need DPS because they don't want to spend 2 hours throwing cotton balls at the enemy until it finally keels over. And up until Shadowbringers, the Trinity was alive and well, gently suckling on one another's teats in the most beautiful little throuple you've ever seen. That all changed when the Blood-Wedding Nation attacked. Do I jest? Only a little bit. Warrior is far from the only problem with the Trinity system right now, but it was the first big blow, and the trend has only worsened with time. When I was still playing
Warrior is terrible. It's the worst tank. From a design perspective, whenever the other classes are also considered, Warrior is the worst right now. Warrior is so annoying. Warrior is terrible. Flem has been my healer multiple times, and as a new player, he very quickly was like, oh, having a Dark Knight makes healing fun. Every other tank has too many healing abilities. Having a Dark Knight means I have to do my job, but any other tank, I literally can just ignore them. Like that was his like immediate thing he picked up on. We've talked about it a few times, but it's crazy watching a new player like go, yeah, every tank is just annoying basically because they won't let me do my job because they can just keep themselves alive unless you're a Dark Knight, because then you don't have any abilities to keep yourself alive.
healer. Anytime I got a warrior in my team, I would begin the 5-stage process of grief because I knew I was about to have the most mind-numbingly boring dungeon experience of my goddamn life. There is no skill involved with carrying as a warrior. It is incredibly easy to press Blood-Wedding on cooldown, and if you press it on cooldown, you win, whether you have a healer or you don't. In fact, if you want to be a real jackass, there's a fun little prank you can play on the party. If the healer ever dies, you can make sure you don't use any of your tools to keep the DPS alive, and then proceed to solo the boss, flexing your EP in front of their corpses, forcing them to wait half an hour for you to finish one enemy.
I'm curious if they will get rid of those abilities or nerf them into the ground when it comes to the job identity focused patch cycle. Like, I wonder if they're gonna make Warrior a little less independent.
I love when that happens. And if the warrior is sentient enough to use their healing tools on the DPS, then it's straight up optimal to ignore the Trinity and run a dungeon with a warrior and 3 DPS instead. After all, DPS is king in this game, and for whatever reason, Daddy P has decided that healers should have the least of it.
That Viper cosplay was super good.
Isn't the only problem child. This plague of adding cracked healing tools to non-healer kits has only festered. Paladin also has incredible self-sustain, Gunbreaker has respectable self-sustain.
What about Dark Knight?
Dark Knight is... okay, well, there's an exception to every rule, but the point is, the plague has turned into a pandemic.
Dark Knight is wonderful.
Reaper has a heal.
I love Dark
over time.
Knight.
Dancer has an AoE heal. Summoner has an AoE heal. Pictomancer has a fucking shield. Am I missing anyone? Healers themselves
What about
keep getting new
Samurai?
healing tools when they
We
already
have Third
more
Eye.
healing than they'll ever need, as long as they play in a party that has a pulse. People with an inflation kink must love this trend, because with the amount of bloat you have in healers kits, I doubt they're ever able to play this game fully soft. Yeah, but Lucy, that's just in dungeons and normal mode content. That doesn't matter. Only hardcore stuff matters when it comes to balance. Follow Yoshi P's advice, and if you want to have fun as a healer, go play Ultimate. First of all, I hate this reasoning, because what you're really saying to me is this. Healers shouldn't be allowed to enjoy the game unless they're going sweaty tryhard mode. But hey, don't worry, I got you covered on that front. Because Ultimate has already been cleared without healers. Psh, those are like the top 0.0000001% of players. Not everyone could do that. Yeah, and I also don't know how to hack into Square Enix's mainframe and find the forbidden ERP logs between GMs. Is that a skill issue on my part, or do you think it's by design? Fact of the matter is, if the devs didn't want you clearing without healers, they wouldn't make it possible no matter what you did. They've got...
feel like the game wouldn't be as fun if there wasn't at least that flexibility. That level of flexibility to be able to clear things like that without healers this early. There's always going to be crazy people. There's always going to be insane people that find a way to do anything. Whenever the patch came out, was it 7.1 or was it just Dawn? I can't remember if it was 7.1 or if it was just Dawntrail. But it was the patch that made Amon completely unbeatable, apparently, because Curtain Call would just kill everybody because the little the ice little boulders didn't actually do their job. People found a way to beat it because the FF player base, part of them took it as a challenge, and they did it. And the way they did it was by abusing the hell out of potions and every other little buff they could find, and they barely squeezed past the actual damage output of that move, and they beat it. I don't think it's a problem to have that ability in the game for some fight. It's just it's how games are always going to be. People are going to find a way to just eke past the restrictions or the expected highest damage number from an attack or something and just barely survive and then continue on.
On back and fix things where tanks weren't necessary. In the case of healers, they just don't care. And neither does the majority of the player base, it seems. I suspect it's because they don't want their overpowered healing toys yanked away, or because they don't play healer and thus don't give a shit. But hey, it keeps happening and will continue to happen. The most recent Savage tier was cleared without healers. I think on week 2. Very ordinary stuff, perfectly healthy for the game. Wait, oh shit. I have an incoming voice message from Yoshi P. Do any of you guys understand Japanese?
Like, tanks just need a rework.
Perhaps unsurprisingly,
And it's just with self-sustainability.
healers don't like Yoshi's cuck chair. In fact, healer disappointment has reached such an insane level that there's a thread on the official forums with over 1,000 pages. Healers are pissed, and the devs have been turning a blind eye to it since 5.0. 5 years. 5 years healers have been left in this state with no promise of balance or even changes to their DPS kit to at least give them something, anything to do while the warrior main solos by breathing. And if I sound gamer rage mad, it's because I am. I loved healing in this game, goddamn, but I was obsessed with it, talked about it all the time. Hell, I started my fucking career over it. So yeah, pardon me if I'm a little pissed, but I'm not going to apologize for having passion about a game.
I don't remember hearing any healers complaining about anything until I want to say like Endwalker, like mid Endwalker. Like, has that been 5 years? I don't remember when Endwalker came out.
Put years of my life into. The devs have 2 choices if they actually care about fixing this. They can either bring the roles back into balance with one another and restore the Trinity, or they can admit they hate dealing with healers and just axe them entirely from the game. I'd take either one at this point. At least that would be proof that the devs have a direction in mind and that they're pursuing it with confidence. But for now, we're left with wishy-washy healer kits that only ever get fun when the party is really bad at playing the game. And considering how easy the content is, yeah, that usually doesn't happen. But I don't see this metaphorical.
I'm curious of like how like I don't play with like full statics, but I feel like a lot of things still come back down to perspective for this game and where it is. And a lot of that perspective is who you're playing with. Because there's a big difference between playing with competent randoms and a static that is used to clearing savages and knows the game front to back mechanically. And I'm curious like how much that affects the feeling of me being like a royal me. So just the player being able to feel like, oh yeah, the healer role is useless now. The tank role is super independent now. DPS is insanely like overpowered for this, or like, why do I need to worry about X thing? Because competent randoms still leads to struggle just because there's no communication. It's still fun.
Genie being put back into the bottle. I don't think these devs are strong enough. Now that they've given tanks and DPS these strong heals, they're not gonna take them back. Most warriors defend their overpowered job tooth and nail, and I mean, who can blame them? I don't understand how playing something practically unkillable is fun for them, but whatever. Some people like being the Mary Sue of an MMO. I can't criticize them because I sort of joined them. I switched to Gunbreaker in 6.0 and didn't look back. The tank role as a whole is broken and receives constant glazing in the form of buffs, overpowered kits, and special mounts they get just for doing duties while existing as a tank. I figured, why continue being a second-class citizen?
Stormblood had such good music.
Job that the devs actually like, and I think this switching of roles is what gave me the patience to keep playing for the majority of 6.0 to 6.5. But it wasn't enough, and unfortunately for the players, and very fortunately for me milking the hell out of this video's time duration, the Trinity system isn't the only thing showing a lack of effort from the devs. Perhaps one of the biggest so-called black pills in 14 is the slow removal of content over time. See, the whole idea behind having longer patch cycles and waiting longer for new content was that it would result in a better gaming experience. After all, what else are they doing with all that extra time? The answer may surprise you. Drum roll, please. They've added a grand total of exactly less content than you had in the 3-month patch cycle. You know, when I've had a long day of hard...
I feel like they talked about this, though. About how there's less content at the front of this expansion. Because they were focused on actually doing some quality of life updates and things that they could do. I don't know if that's leaning too much on that reasoning just to give them the good graces, but I don't know.
Work, and I just need some time to unwind with my
Gotta bounce to our
favorite
stream.
animal
Bye,
of all
Zyra.
time.
Have a good night.
I love to go sit in my comfy chair, log in, and do nothing. God, I love doing nothing. How do the devs expect us to do all this nothing they're making for us? Sarcasm aside, I do see people questioning the devs' thought process all the time. Like, what do they see as the motivation to keep casual players logging in when there's nothing new to do for months at a time? Don't fret, because I'm 90% sure I have the
Only
answer.
one level
They are
off the
hinging their
PvP
bets on the role-playing
Yay.
community. I genuinely think their idea is that enough people are going to
I want that,
reach
Evie.
enlightenment just by dressing up their cat girl and AFKing in Limsa Square with a dance emote. A paid dance emote, by the way. Because let's not forget that putting emotes in the cash shop is way more profitable than turning it into an event reward. God forbid we made actual content for the game. Just make product and sell it as quickly as possible, or the shareholder might lose his erection.
Okay, this is missing actual reasoning behind what the developers have done in the past. Like, they have said that okay.
You know you're watching someone use a voice changer.
Okay.
They're not real anime girl.
Okay, we need to. Okay, I don't know if I need to qualify this with this. MMOs of no matter level of success, that includes WoW, are ran on a shoestring budget. They always have been. They always will be, because it's a big game with a giant team that is filled with a lot of moving parts that are working on a lot of different systems and doing a lot of different things. This patch in this patch cycle has been front loaded with graphical update and quality of life changes. There are genuine spaghetti code issues in this game. I didn't want to talk about this yet first. I was going to wait. But as much as I like to say, man, the die system and blah, blah, blah need to be changed and the glamour system is garbage and blah, 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 why can't they just add more? The spaghetti code excuse is too old to be useful anymore. As a consumer, I will stand by that opinion. As a goddamn programmer, though, I knew that there was probably still an issue going on. And I watched a video recently by a YouTuber called Edrim about how the glamour system works in FF14. and I will not dive super into it. I will keep it very short, but basically the reason it works so easily on WoW is because whenever you store an outfit, it takes up a very small amount of data in WoW because you're only storing a very small amount of information about that clothing item. In FF14, due to the way the game is built, when you store a clothing item, you are not just storing data for the clothing item, you are storing data for the dye channel. And now we have the second dye channel and all the dyes for each of those dye channels for that clothing item, which means every single item in the game that you have to store causes exponential, explosive growth of how much data must be stored. And I believe the Edwin video says for WoW to FF14, FF14's is 42 times the size for storing something versus WoW. I believe that's what his video was. I'll have to go actually refresh myself. I might be wrong on that, but my point is it is much larger in FF14 to store information about an outfit or a piece of armor than it is in WoW. It is spaghetti code. It is stupid, but it literally is that. It is spaghetti code. Now, going back to what was just said here with emotes and things.
Event reward. God forbid we made actual content for
Making actual content for this game while front loading, dealing with all of that spaghetti code, and also dealing with a graphical update where they have to manually go through and update every art asset in this goddamn game takes time. And it doesn't take time just from the actual monetary budget. It takes time from the technical budget. And that's how much time the developer gets to dedicate to doing things. It is not this simple. It is not this perfect machine where everybody is able to work on everything that needs to be worked on at once. Making more content while doing that is impossible. These are a finite amount of people on a team that, yes, while it may be decently sized, they all have projects they're already working on and work assignments. It is the same reason why the content in A Realm Reborn, before they removed a lot of it, felt like busy work, because that's all they could put out was low quality, kind of serviceable busy work while making A Realm Reborn, because they were focusing on other things. This patch cycle, they have said multiple times, because of the graphical update and quality of life, to expect less content. I feel like before this patch cycle, we got more emotes. We had more stuff in events. The reason we don't now is probably because they're focusing on other things. However, the reason why events don't have fun, crazy things like the Valentine's Day, the Valentione Day event, didn't have the Lover's Maze and all of that other stuff that happened a few years back, is because the player base complained. It's because the player base went, why do I have to do an event that takes me 10 minutes? Because then I have to do it on my alts, and that's 10 minutes per 40 characters, and that's like 40 hours that I have to spend on doing everything, and that's dumb. Just let me talk to 2 people and then get the emote and get the outfit. So they did that. They listened to the most vocal part of this player base that counts for maybe 2% of the players, and they stopped doing things like that. It's also a time thing, probably, as for why they stopped doing it also. Because they're working on other things right now. When people say budget, they forget it's not just money, it's time also. Them putting it on the cash shop, like, I'm sorry, can we acknowledge that the Mog Station is one of the most ethical cash shops for a game in existence right now, where you cannot find it in FF14. It is not advertised anywhere. It is not promoted anywhere in game. There is not a link to it anywhere in game. It is never mentioned, period. But you can go there. The only way to find out it exists is to see another player with a cool thing and talk to them. Like, where'd you get that? And they go, it's the Mog Station. You go, what's the Mog Station? It's hard for them to make money. The first time I learned that games could be lost forever is Lego Universe. That game just ran out of budget. Yeah, there's also that. But FF14 makes enough to basically fund all of Square's products. But I agree with parts of this video. Other parts of it so far seem incredibly cynical.
the game. Just make product and sell it as quickly as possible, or the shareholder might lose his erection. Yeah, man, the game devs do a little uptime maximizing of their own, and their motto is ABC. Always be cocksucking. But the sad part is, they keep...
Like, why shit on the dev team so much, also? If it's just for the joke of it, I don't get... yes, but it's tasteless. Like, this is a dev team that has done so much for this player base. This is a dev team that has done so much for this game. There's no reason to actually just sit here and, like, shit on the dev team. And be like, no, it's explicitly because of shareholders. There's zero other reason The game there's not a resource issue, period, at any point. They have infinite time and infinite scheduling ability for all of the team members. They can totally do 15 different things at once. They can work on 30 different things at once. Development is iterative. It is hard. It takes time.
Doing it because it works. There is a significant part of the player base that couldn't give a shit about the actual game. They just use it as their ERP hub and keep their sub active so they can find out what happens at the end of the Rogan game thing they started last Wednesday. Sprinkle a little cash shop slut glam on top, and you have Yoshi P's dream player right there. And let it be known that I'm not sitting on roleplay. I've done a little cringe activity back in my Tumblr heyday, but I'll be damned if I let Yoshi P prioritize the role-playing scene over actual content. The fact that a lot of people defend the cash shop is another debate entirely. Misshapen Chair made a great video on that, so check that out in the pinned comment.
Oh, do we have another video to go watch tomorrow or Monday? Do we have another video to go watch Monday, maybe? Oh my god. The cash shop exists and therefore I hate it. It's 10 minutes long. All right, we have Monday's react.
You want to hear my controversial take? I'm not getting into it here, but even if you ignore the paid emotes, paid outfits, paid dyes, paid mounts, you get...
Okay, a lot of things on the cash shop are event items also. A lot of things, like, I'm curious how many are before I, like, completely put myself on this hill. I'm curious what the percentage of items that are, like, available in the game like, from prior, you know, expansions and things that are now available. And it allows people to get them if they just weren't able to find or able to do the event. Here, I have a good example of that. Me. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And because of that, I did not finish the Little Ladies Day event.
That video after Futurama.
I literally logged in and found out that I could not complete the quest to get the outfit for this year's event because I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I'll get the outfit next year for like $10, $15, $18, however much it is. I'll just get it then. And that's the cool thing about how they actually have it set up, is the fact that I can get the outfit even though I missed the event due to an IRL emergency. If you do not like this cash shop, that's fine. You can be against it on principle, but you need to acknowledge that it is one of the most ethically implemented cash shops in the gaming industry. Period.
The idea. Then you'll have to wrestle with the fact that the game objectively has less content than ever before. Let me give a brief overview. First, we went from getting 2 new expert dungeons in a patch to only 1. Whatever. Small potatoes, right? Just walk it off. And then, we lost our job quests and got role quests instead. A decently sized blow. Many people enjoyed them, and we would no longer be getting updates to the quests that embellished the job and class fantasy we were so drawn to in the first...
Okay, I'll agree. The fact that we don't get job quests, we just get role quests. Yes, that sucks. However, I think it's important to just set perspectives for people. That would mean writers have to write a story for each of these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait. 4, 8, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 23 independent side stories that have to be constantly worked on, written, like drafted, checked, polished, translated, etc. It need animation work, like assets might need to be made for them, etc., etc., on top of MSQ, on top of all of the other side stories this game has for, I don't know, let's see, the fucking like raids that we run, like on top of all of this. Yes, it's a lot of work. I'm sure they hit a moment inside with, again, I don't want to keep using this word, but you could call it the technical budget of, this takes a lot of time to make stories for every single one of these classes. Yes, it sucks. But when you're getting more and more roles added to this game and more jobs with more and more stories that need to be written, concessions are going to need to be made. Games are compromises. Saying it's because they want to give us less content, I'm sorry, that's incredibly cynical. There's more to the picture here. Oh, hold on, wait, I forgot a little bit of something. You also have stories for each of these goddamn classes. What I say, there's 23 here. 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. That's 33 stories that have to be written with animations. They have to be translated. They have to be drafted, checked again. That's a lot of work. It's insane to think that they can keep that up. I'm sorry. MMOs are not the genre where that happens. They have always been ran on a shoestring budget. Like, that is not how this works in my mind. However, I am not happy that we have role quests. I dislike them. I think they're boring. I do not like that it's just the tank role quest. Does that mean that I can't completely understand why they exist? No, I get it. I completely get it. I'm allowed to think it's worse because it is, but I get it. And it's totally okay. I completely understand. I don't like it, but I understand.
First place. Were the role quests at least better written or longer? Not really, but I mean, there's so many jobs in the game. I guess it was too much to keep up with. And at least we still have our relic grind, right? Isn't that something we can spend a lot of time having fun with in game? Sorry, man. About those relics, yeah, those are just tomestones now. Yeah, you can just buy it by running the same 2 dungeons in expert roulette over and over again.
And they're undoing this. They're undoing this. They said people didn't like the new system. And the reason why they did that in the first place is because people complained about the relic grind. People complained about it. And they're like, okay, well, we need to make this simpler. Sweet, we watched I'm sorry, that really sucks. No, it's fine. I'm out of the hospital now. I'm good.
Sorry. Is that disappointing? Don't worry, guys. We're working on new content. There's just so much other content we're developing. Can't you see? Look at how much content you have now. What are the new things we have? Well, we have Island Sanctuary, which turned out to be less like a farming simulator and more like a click and wait simulator. We also have Criterion Dungeons, which gave out less than stellar rewards. We also have new Extreme Trials. I mean, not really. They're just old Extreme Trials rebalanced for the current level cap, so we're just recycling old shit and putting mediocre rewards on it. But yeah, that's technically new. We're also getting seasonal events. Less and less, with each one taking less time than the one before it and offering increasingly worse rewards. And other than that, we have... hold on, let me just sit...
Here's the thing. I will fully concede that I am falling into, as said at the start of this video, the dick riding for the developers and going, no, they need to be defended camp. I will fully concede that if the job identity patch and this upcoming patch on Monday isn't following through on proving that they've just been working on things. And so far, again, the graphical update, quality of life stuff, I'm sure that's taken a lot of time. And they have talked about this before, where if they dedicate time to this stuff, we're going to have to deal with getting a patch cycle that just doesn't have a lot of content. Like the player base has talked about this too. Like, if they were to focus on this stuff, we're not going to get a lot of content for like 2 years. And I feel like that might be what's happening. I genuinely do. Is just they did a half measure with it, where instead of focusing entirely on quality of life, they're trying to create a balance while not letting the game feel completely abandoned in terms of like the content flow we're completely used to. But I feel like people are over exaggerating it also.
Through my files here, we have... Here it is. We finally put Hilda's hairstyle in the cash shop. What's that? Have we fixed the housing situation? Well, no, that's not. Yeah, you do have to stay sub to keep your house, of course you do. Are you looking forward to getting new outfits in the dungeons and crafted gear? Don't go too crazy with your expectations there. The vast majority are just recolors and dyeable versions of old stuff. Do Viera and Hrothgar at least have hats yet? Oh yeah, it has been years by now. Hey
Yes, it is, they are coming.
man, the devs need
According to the
4
images of the
cycles
patch on Monday.
you a slave
They're
driver?
coming.
The trend is clear. You, as the player, are getting less and less content while putting in the same exact money you did when they were giving you more. And there are people out there who will tell you that wanting more is bad. That wanting more is asking for the game devs to be overworked and abused. Who are these mysterious individuals, the White Knights, who come
I'm
to
a White
defend the
Knight.
billion-dollar company's honor? The legendary, the fabled, the ever-present great community, by the way. That's right. If all of that wasn't enough, Final Fantasy XIV is backed up by a community that defends it from criticism as if 14 is the project of a few poor, underfunded indie devs instead of Square Enix. The great community, by the way, gamer follows a simple line of protocol.
The thing is, Square has a lot of money. They don't care. MMOs, again, have always been ran on a budget that is insanely tight. And it doesn't matter how much money the MMO makes. It's always a shoestring budget for some reason. We can't get around that. The only way to get around it is for a company like Square to actually concede that, oh, maybe if we do dump a bunch of money into this, it'll actually, make more money. It's just how it's been, and it sucks and it's annoying.
The DDD. Deny, dismiss, and downplay. That's a fun game you can do. See if you can spot the different types as we go along. The most infamous part of these specimens is their constant criticism of, quote, elitism within the game. Of course, to them, elitism is when you're semi-competent at playing. Asking for harder normal content so you don't fall asleep in dailies. Elitism. Asking for job complexity.
Is that me?
Elitism. Asking for healers to have more DPS options. Believe it or not, elitism.
Is that me? Am I being elitist by pointing out that most of the player base doesn't run the hardest content in the game? And of course, the developers are not going to cater to the hardest content in the game 100% of the time. Does that make me elitist?
In their eyes, anything that doesn't cater to the lowest common denominator is for elitist scum. And you better believe that if you want to kick that healer from your party who's doing nothing but casting cure when you're already at full HP, you're just elitist, bro. You're not
I'll blacklist that healer and I will kick them.
dead, so they're totes doing their job. How dare you ask for more from the player base? Stop being such an elitist, my guy. Not everyone wants to try hard by having a basic understanding of the game like you. They've done this since the dawn of the game, always hiding behind some corner, waiting for someone to make the grave error of asking for more difficulty or complexity. Then they jump out of the bushes to tell you that they know someone who's disabled, or someone who doesn't have a lot of time to play the games, or someone who only plays for the story. As if there aren't already solutions to every one of these problems. You suck at the game and don't want to burden anyone? Use trust. You're busy and you want to see just the story? Watch a playthrough of only the story parts. Dozens of those exist on this very platform. You're disabled but want to play with your friends? Why not try out Summoner? A very mobile job that can be played with one hotbar and controller. It's not that people don't want these accessibility options to exist. It's that they don't want that to become the entire game. Future Lucy adding to this point. I really hate the accessibility argument that people make to defend the devs, because while I was putting together this video, I literally found a thread with about 80 pages worth of people talking about how the new graphics hurt their eyes and makes the game unplayable. These people have gone completely ignored, with not even a mention from the devs. And considering how easy it would be to add some settings to get rid of the bloom and maybe lower the brightness, I really don't know how you could actually believe they care about accessibility. Okay, back to the video, just felt that deserved mentioning. But in the eyes of the great community, by the way, this is toxicity. And asking for normal mode content to be anything more than...
I'm curious, that was on how often are the developers paying actual proactive attention to the English forums? Because I've heard mixed messages about they never pay attention or they do pay attention. And the only time I heard that they have paid attention recently is whenever the graphics update came out and it was like not great. And she showed a picture of the English forums, and I'm curious, just have they gone unheard because they don't care about accessibility, or are they unheard because the devs just literally do not read that forum and do not care about the English forum that much? Because I feel like if it was on the JP forum, we would see some movement from the devs, at least a little bit. Do I have anything to back that up? Hell no. I have no idea how active they are on the English forums. I have just heard that they do not read them and they do not care about the English forums.
A brain-dead slug is a sin, but they defend much more than the gameplay. They're also ride or die for the story, no matter how low it's fallen. Let's take Dawn Trail, for example. Twitter in particular was the Wook Lamont Defense Squad. Any criticism of her writing would get you called a plethora of insults. Illiterate, brain-rotted by TikTok, and edgelord. I'm pretty sure they just started pulling shit out of a hat at some point. There were even people straight up calling the story brilliant and some of the best writing in the game. If you don't like it, you don't have an attention span.
Okay, so my Twitter feed was the exact opposite of this, and it was people hating on Dawn Trail constantly, not defending it. So algorithm be algorithming for people, because mine was filled with people just hating it constantly, no one defending it.
You're just a selfish brat.
And just toxicity.
The spotlight isn't on you. You're just a bigot. You hate women. You're a negative Nancy who hates happiness. And if you're right and the story is mid and the quality is down, don't worry. They're just world building right now. It's impossible to make a good story in a new world, right?
Everybody bitches about Stormblood. Everybody bitches about Stormblood. Everyone bitches about Lise. And it's the same thing. Stormblood is setting up world building. Stormblood is setting up the next expansions. Stormblood is a transition from Heaven's Word to the next big chapter of the story. But we need to resolve character arcs right now. Stormblood's the same thing. Dawn Trail is a transition from the end of Endwalker to a new adventure and the next arc. It is doing a lot of lifting under the surface, probably, that we will see happen later. We cannot see it now because we do not have the upcoming expansions that will follow Dawn Trail's story. Wu Kilmat's writing does suck at times. She is very much a shallow version of Naruto that goes, woe is me, I don't know what to do, I'm depressed, I can't do anything. And the Warrior of Light goes, no, don't look at it like that, Wu Kilmat. You're very independent and strong, or you got this. You have us supporting you. And she wipes her tears every time and looks at the camera and goes, you know what? You're right. You're right, guys. I'm going to listen to you. And then it's like she just got 10 years of therapy out in 2 seconds. Dawn Trail is good. Wu Kilmat's writing is questionable at best at sometimes. Other times, she is just entertaining. But her writing and consistency as a character is questionable at best. The rest of it, great. From the middle part of Dawn Trail onwards, fantastic. The front half of Dawn Trail, ups and downs. Just like the intro to every new TV show, new chapter of something, like everything.
Ignore the fact that they literally did that with Shadowbringers. Let's make excuses for the writing team. Guys, have some sympathy. It's really hard to sell books too, because all of them are required to world build for 400 pages before they make things interesting. That's why there's no such thing as a booming bookstore industry selling novels that only have one volume. This community made me feel genuinely gaslit about my experience with Dawn Trail. It wasn't just 1 or 2 people jumping to the game's defense, it was thousands. But if I had to summarize my thoughts on the story after giving it time, letting it sink in, and coming back to it with a clear head,
Oh, I want to hear this part.
Still felt like an insult to the player's intelligence, as if it was asking you to forget every lesson you learned.
This video is very cynical. This video is incredibly cynical. it feels like it's focusing on the most obvious negative interpretation or reasoning behind every decision of the devs and anyone like defending any part of this game or trying to have a conversation about it. This video is very cynical. Saying Dontrell is condescending to the player
Felt like an insult to the player's intelligence.
saying it's condescending to the player that's a very strong statement. And I don't know if it's strong for engagement bait or if it's strong because this is the genuine opinion. But it's very cynical. FF14 is not this money-hungry beast that is slowly moving forward with the goal explicitly of just siphoning everything it can from your wallet. The devs are one of the most, if not the most transparent development team in the industry, aside from probably Hello Games on No Man's Sky. It is a team that has shown again and again, year after year, that they care about this game. They care about making sure the players understand what's going on, and they care about making sure this product is a product that, yes, it's an MMO. It's ran on a shoestring budget, but it is a product that they are proud of. And yes, money is part of the equation. Of course it is. It's a game you play, you pay a subscription for. Of course money is going to be part of this equation. It always will be. But what's the rest of this? Planning on editing this part and making a response? I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know if I even want to finish the video. It's so like the cynicism of it is getting just annoying to me. The cynicism of it, of being, it's definitely for the shareholders. It's definitely because Yoshi P is doing this. It's definitely because the dev team is doing this. It's definitely because, and don't make excuses for them by saying that they promised these other things or they're working on a bunch of, it would make them overwork. Yes, it would make them be overworked because they have said multiple times very transparently that they were working on a graphical update, which, yes, is a lot of work. I can't zoom in more, but I can't zoom in more, but A Realm Reborn's textures are so bad because of how fast they had to remake the assets. They took the time to do that, and A Realm Reborn's assets looked terrible because they were remaking things behind the scenes with 1.0. They didn't have the time. Development is not this thing. It is like going to any store that provides any service and just, if it's not perfect, while also demanding that I'll just use fast food for an example, but make me my Big Mac while you're making my milkshake, while you're grabbing 3 sodas for me and my large fry and my McRib. I also need 3 apple pies and I need 2 Happy Meals. You have 3 minutes to make all of that. And then you end up missing parts of your meal or something's wrong. You're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? It's your job. Why didn't you just make it happen? McDonald's is a $1 billion company. Why didn't this come out the way I wanted it? Why is the timeline taking so long? Or they don't give it to you and it takes 8 to 15 minutes because they have to make some of this stuff, and you get your food and you still complain that, why did it take so long? McDonald's is this $1 billion company. Why did you not give me my Happy Meals until 12 minutes into this interaction? It was supposed to be 3 minutes. I got the same thing yesterday in 6 minutes, but it's not faster this time. It's not the same amount of time this time. It took longer. It's like, well, because you added an extra 4 items to the thing today that took longer. Is that analogy bad? I don't know. But it's just, this video feels incredibly cynical. I don't know if we're going to finish it. This video feels incredibly cynical. Like things that have more complexity behind them than it sounds like they do initially aren't being qualified. It's not being communicated to the viewer that, hey, the development of this game is not this one step is not this one step process. The development of this game is a lot of moving parts. And if any of the time is taken away from those parts, it slows down a lot of the process, and the player base is feeling it now. Am I speaking with authority on this? I hope it doesn't sound like I am. But I'm pretty confident that what I'm saying is not incorrect when it comes, at least entirely, when it comes to the fact that them focusing on graphical updates and quality of life fixes are taking time away from the development of other parts of this game. Not to mention that the patch on Monday is the most content in an update this game has ever received. And they've probably been working on that too in the background for quite a while. People will find a way to bitch about it though. The people always do. And this cheap shot of a great community, by the way. Are we going to qualify that? Are we going to explain what that means? Are we going to explain that the community in the game can almost never be seen shit talking other people or having conversations on shout chat where it's just, yeah, Yoshi P's failing this game, blah, 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 negativity, negativity, negativity. And how if you go on Twitter, all you do get is that. If you go on Reddit, all you do get is that. If you go on reviews for any product, the most vocal people are people that have a problem. The most vocal people are people that have an issue that doesn't exist and they just don't like the product. Yes, the people that have a genuine problem, read those reviews, listen to them. But the people that are just not liking a part of something and then complaining about it, I don't think they have as much weight. Let's watch Futurama, it said. Where are we in this video? 26 minutes. What do we got coming up? Stocking plugin debacle. We've talked about that. Dev response or lack thereof. They did respond. And was their response a little, I won't say weak, but it definitely was people wanted this very upfront, strong, yes, here's a solution along with the hey, don't do this. They did make a solution though. It's coming. It's coming in a patch. It's coming in a patch that came fairly quickly. And could the response have been better and faster? Honestly, yeah, probably. But it's better that they acknowledged it and put the patch out, even if it took a couple weeks. And maybe it took a couple weeks because of the way data is handled in the game. We talked about how it works there in the first place.
By the way, would you be interested in watching a 3-hour video showing how much Tears of the Kingdom fails? It's really good.
Maybe. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. Send it to me on Discord. Criticism will not kill the game. It won't kill the game, but yeah, no, I'm not. Criticism will not kill the game. Time to make FF14 great again. I don't know. I feel like this video is cynical for the sake of being cynical, and it's negative just to be negative at times. If it feels like to me, so I don't know if I want to finish this video. It's just not. Things are not being qualified that I feel like need to be qualified or expounded upon.
Okay, but warning, it spoils everything Tears has to offer in story.
They're too jokey with this? I'm fine with the jokes. I'm fine with the lightheartedness and sarcasm. I'm a very sarcastic person. But if you're going to say that the dev team is doing some X thing for Y reason, I feel like if you're trying to be representative of this game, or representative of this game, representative of how this game has developed over time and why we are where we are and how these flaws have come about. It is your responsibility to qualify these things with context and show the bigger picture, not just, it's the shareholders. It's definitely shareholders. Mock Station bad. When it's not that simple. It's really not that simple. It genuinely is not that simple. At the end of the day, there are so many factors that go into it that slow these things down, that make development of this game have bumps and hurdles. It makes the game itself have bumps and hurdles. But to posit that it's only because Yoshi P wants to make money for the shareholders, I think is incredibly misleading and incredibly unfair and just manipulative. Because I'm sorry, I'm going to point to Blizzard. Just look at Blizzard. If you want to have a company that you can look at and go, it's for the shareholders, it's to squeeze money out of you. Look at Riot. It's for the shareholders. It's to squeeze money out of you. Fair statements, because their behavior conveys that. Their actual PR behavior confirms that. And the way the team communicates to the player bases confirms this. The way the FF team communicate with the player base and talk to them and actually show up for the players does not confirm that at all. In fact, I would say it shows quite the opposite. I'm sure if I put this on YouTube, not if, but when, I'm going to get plenty of shitty comments. I'm sure it's going to be another one of my videos that either going to get no views or it's going to get a decent amount of views, and the like and dislike bar is going to be like, for dislikes to like ratio, because people won't watch my entire video. And the first half of this video, I was very vocally in a disagreement. So we'll see. But I feel like this is a very cynical video. I have no interest in finishing the rest of it, especially if the representation of people defending this game is great community, by the way, with no expansion. They do for the person who runs the channel. But why is the representation great community, by the way? Because there is plenty of argument to be made that the community for FF14 is genuinely good in a nuanced manner, while acknowledging that, yeah, there are like bad actors in it and shitty people. There's bad people there's bad actors and shitty people in every community. I don't care what it is. It could be fucking postage stamp collectors. Fucking grandma's racist. She hates black people. But boy, she loves stamps. And she's really vocal about how much she doesn't like anybody that's not white. Like, there's bad actors no matter how benign the hobby is. Doesn't matter what it is. So like, what? Maybe that's extreme. Maybe that's an extreme example. But regardless, like, hyperbolism aside, or hyperbolism aside. Did I say that right? Whatever. Hyperbole aside. Why are, like, who, when defending this game is, yeah, people talk about how bad the FNAF community is, but I've met so many amazing people. Like, I feel like they just pick and choose and make their point exaggerated. Yeah, that's a good way to summarize a lot of things. Like, hey, look, before I like end this segment, because yeah, I'm gonna just put this on YouTube. Me disagreeing with this video is not me like making any statement on Lucy Pyre's character, persona, or portrayal of themselves or anything. My issues that I'm vocalizing are specifically with the presentation of the video. And I just disagree with the presentation of a lot of the parts of this video and how the information is qualified and then presented to the viewer. That's it. I don't like it. I have no negative opinion of this person. I have no Like it's not like affecting my perception. I just think that the presentation in this video itself feels very cynical. And it feels cynical to keep you watching, to make you go, whoa, FF14's got problems. Whoa. When we have one of the best development teams in the industry. We have one of the most consistent games that I've played in like a decade. Yes, some of that consistency does mean randomly during a patch cycle, your job is just Thanos out of existence for you. And in the one skill they took away is the one skill that made it fun. And you're just like, nah, I don't want to play it. I did that with Monk. I'll do it with Samurai too. In fact, I've kind of done it. Hisatsu Kaiten disappeared. And now I'm like, man, Dark Knight's pretty fun. I kind of like tanking also. Like it's like, do I like Sam still? Yeah, Sam's still really fun. Especially because they gave us back the normal way that Midari Setsugekko worked, because they did take it away and changed it. And then they gave it back. They undid their change, but we still get our 2 giant tactical nuclear warhead buttons to just dump a wall of damage onto people. And it's great. I love it. But I find Dark Knight more engaging now. But I will take the negative part of that consistency if the overall game development is consistent. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to finish this video just because if the presentation was a little less absolutely one-sided feeling, I think I would be fine with watching it. But it's like, I don't know. Let's watch Futurama Opera. I am running about an hour behind. I ran a little too late, so I am going to have to wrap here. But I will see you all Monday, and we will be watching, apparently, this video about the cash shop to see what I think about the Mog Station in comparison to someone else. Misshapen Chair. Next time, I will open stream with that next time. Just remind me, Mike. I will open it Monday. There's another video here. Hold on. Where Dontrell's story went wrong. An hour long? Oh my God. We're not going to get through that. Oh God. It took me like 45 minutes to get past the first 2 minutes of this video. We're not going to get through that. But no, I literally do have to like go though, guys. I have stuff I got to do tomorrow. I got to go drive for like an hour to someplace. So I will see you all on Monday. Be safe. Hope you guys had a good time. Go play FF14. Really good game. With 0 flaws whatsoever. Nothing's wrong with FF14. It's perfect. Don't listen to anybody that tells you the game is anything less than a 10 out of 10. There's 0 issues anywhere in that game. It is absolutely perfect and stellar. And I'm never wrong and I'm never incorrect. Fun watching. I got my PvP for... Hey! Wait, where you at? Hold on. Evie, where you at? Are you on my server? I want to see those... I want to try those Vans on. Where are you at? I want to try the Vans on. Are you here? Are you on a... you're on a different server now. Monday, you gotta let me try your Vans on. Let me put your shoes on my feet. I want to wear your shoes, Evie. I need to travel. Okay, Monday. Let me put those shoes on my feet. Don't take them off till Monday, though. Okay. That was weird. I'm sorry. That was out of pocket. That was out of pocket. So let me try those on Monday. Let me try those shoes on. Please. Well, I just want you to keep them warm for me, okay? Seriously, though, I do want to try those on because those shoes look really, really, really cool. Those are the one shoes like I want to try. But all right, guys, I will see you all on Monday. Stream is not happening tomorrow because I am busy. But I will see you all Monday. Streamer asked to wear the viewer's shoes. The truth about so. Have a good night, though, guys. Be safe. I don't see you Monday. I'll see you Friday. Don't know what we're doing Friday. Have no idea. Just come by. We'll figure it out. Maybe we just watch more things. Maybe we play FF. I don't know. Have a good night, though, guys. Appreciate y'all. Y'all make streaming what it is. Seriously. Have a good week. If I don't see you Monday, bye. Love you guys. Play Sly Cooper? Maybe. Maybe sometime. Who knows when? That seriously, maybe. Like I've never played them. I need to. Bye.